up, y'all? Welcome to your Friday with your Batman Beyond crew, the non-Campea Show, if you will. Thank you for tuning into John Campea's channel while he is away. I'm your host today, Chris Carr, and we are still going to get into what we always do with y'all. We're going to talk about movies, television, streaming, all kinds of good stuff, and it's all brought to you by our friends over at Mint Mobile, so thank you very much, Mint Mobile, for making this happen. Of course, when it's the Batman Beyond team, I am not alone for these casual Fridays. I am here with my bud, the Duke of Dopeness, the Viceroy of Verisimilitude, the Pope of Physical Media, Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett. How you doing, Rob?
Wow, I'm glad you got that physical media part in.
Thank you.
Because I'm going to be I'll be like the last man standing in a just sea of laser discs and Blu-rays and 4K discs.
I was debating between Pope or Pimp. I didn't know which P you wanted to
I
go
like
with.
Pimp of physical
Pimp of
media, but then
physical
somebody
media?
would say, Rob, that's offensive.
Well,
But I thank you.
strap in, folks.
I don't know why I'm just imagining like your laser disc snapping in half. Like there was finally time.
Oh, man. No, you know what you do now? You frame them. You buy those LP frames, you put your favorite
put 'em
laser
up
discs
just
up
on the wall? Because you can't play a Laserdisc on anything?
Oh, well, I do have a laserdisc player. It's just, why would you
Whoa.
want to look at NTSC video? It's garbage.
That's fair. And someone who feels just as strongly, Amy Newman. How you doing, Amy?
Good. I am still bitter about the one time I tried to watch my dad's laser disc and halfway through I had to get up and turn it over. So
Wow.
it was a lot. I was really into the movie and I was like, flip me over. There was a little turtle image. I was real annoyed.
It makes me think of when you'd get the Titanic VHS and you had to get the second tape in. Oof, it was the worst. Speaking of the worst, right, Aura?
Okay. You know what? I have this story to tell. Last night, we came in, or Rob, Jonathan came in. You guys filmed for Designing Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
At
late
midnight.
night.
At midnight. I came in kind of to hang out with them, but also I wanted to check out this building because I wanted to see if this whole complex has any affairs going on, late night, boom shakalaka-ing. And I came here, and there's nobody in the parking
Definitely
lot.
not.
I'm so disappointed. There's no affairs going on here.
I mean, I feel like this isn't the place that you'd go get down at. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean-
You want to meet me? Yeah.
Or if you did, Ray, you'd park behind the building so there'd be nobody who could see.
I checked. I drove around.
there are a couple
actually.
hotels down the street. I feel like
yeah,
that's
you're right. Well,
you
I'm
wanna
just
class
saying,
it
it would
up.
have been cool. I would have been here every night then, for no reason, just in the parking lot, like going, I know what you guys are doing.
Ray, I
Well,
want
it's good to have a hobby.
I want to give you a shout out. You did bring bags of In-N-Out
Yes, I
for
did.
us
that's
to
so sweet
eat.
of
So
you.
thank you
You
for
know,
that.
my boys got to eat, boy.
That was very
Yeah.
thoughtful.
That's
The
nice.
binoculars, however, a little too
That was a little
much.
too much. That was. We appreciate you guys being here so late last night. Jonathan running everything, working here late, doing all the stuff.
Yeah, it's just some big Ice Cube energy over here. It's pretty good.
We just released, by the way, the first Designing Hollywood podcast that was
right.
done here in the studio in Studio B that Jonathan engineered, produced. I'm very proud of this new episode, and the one we shot last night is going to be, it's very sexy.
Yeah. Oh, yes. All right.
You want to
Stepped
bring
up
up our
the game.
second sponsor today?
Our second sponsor of the
Game
day?
of Thrones?
Game of Thrones Scotch. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Well, we are going to run things pretty much the same, even though John's not here, y'all. You know the drill. We are going to talk to you guys, take your questions. But before we do that, we just need to do a little bit of housekeeping with you guys, okay? So if you cannot watch this live or you can't watch YouTube while you're at work, your boss has a real big issue with you not being productive, you can always check this out in podcast form. So head over to wherever you get your podcasts. You can check out the John Campea Show there. Ooh, look at all those lovely, lovely reviews. Hit us up. Give us some stars, y'all. We appreciate that. You can also check out our after show podcast, which we are doing an after show today, right, Rob? We're going to be talking about.
We are going to be talking about, should be fun, the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power.
Which one of us adores and one of us doesn't? Oh no, who could it be?
I don't know. We'll have to tune in and find
Tune
out.
in at 3 p.m. and find out. All right. With that down, guys, let's get into a few off the tops today. Our first one is this. I love when we have celebrities who are just wonderful, kind, adorable people who you just love to see them win. You love to see them have a good time. You love to see them have a thriving career. And one of those people for me is Keanu Reeves, who this ageless being is 58 years old today. Oh my gosh. So I just wanted to talk to everybody about, Keanu's career here, from starting out in things like Point Break to Speed to Bill and Ted, obviously. He has had a very, very fun career, and he's been able to continually rejuvenate it over the past few decades, which I think is so amazing. So I just wanted to hear from you guys about what are your favorite Keanu projects, if you have some.
I mean, I figured y'all were going to bring up the big ones. And one that I feel like is so indicative of why we love him so much is recently his fun little cameo bit in Always Be My Maybe.
Oh, my God.
So fun, just so like self-aware and funny, and just I think to me really encapsulates like not only a good actor and really fun in so much of what he does, but just one of those guys where it's like, you seem like the real deal. You just seem like you're that person I hope you'd be. And when people can show up and play themselves and have a sense of humor about sort of their whole persona and how they're perceived, to me that's always just such an immediate like, I like this guy. He seems like exactly who I hope you'd be. And to me, beyond being a good actor, that's why he's so beloved. He just seems so much like, yeah, you're exactly what I'd want.
I totally agree. Who doesn't want Keanu Reeves telling them, I love your heart, I love your soul? Oh, it's so good. Rob, what are yours?
You know, the first time I saw Keanu Reeves was in a terrific but incredibly disturbing movie from the 80s called River's Edge.
Oh, yeah.
And it was directed by Tim Hunter, and it stars Crispin Glover and Dennis Hopper and Keanu Reeves and and Dan Roebuck as the boyfriend. It's literally about a high school kid who murders his girlfriend on the side of a river and just leaves her body there.
Comedy?
No.
Oh.
It's incredibly disturbing, and it's set in like middle America. Now I guess you'd call it like the meth capital of the world, but it's an incredibly disturbing
Ohio?
film. Young Keanu Reeves delivers a pretty searing performance about somebody who's so deeply conflicted and really about what's going on. It's a terrific film. It's a film that nobody really talks about anymore, but I don't know if that was his debut, but he was great in it. And the whole film it is not a happy movie. Yeah. And it's a great film, but I remember seeing him and thinking, man, there was some kind of early embryonic star power to him. And then, of course, I really loved his 90s, whether it was Point Break and Speed.
Yeah.
He was a great, and people make fun of like when he was in Coppola's Dracula. He couldn't quite get the accent right or whatever.
It's a fun movie, though.
Yeah.
And he has great chemistry with Winona.
And then, of course, if you watch, he's really an actor. If you saw like any of the behind the scenes for the Matrix movies, I mean, he threw himself into that role, learning the martial arts, learning the fight choreography. And of course, then he's now got the John Wick franchise. So he's now had two massive franchises that were sort of very defining of the times in which they came out. I mean, the Matrix came out in 99, and now 20 years on, we're waiting for John Wick 4, and he's one of the nicest guys in Hollywood. I think if you want to have a career, be like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, just be kind to everyone you work with. Keep your head down. Have a fun time. I love him in The Matrix, obviously. I have a really big soft spot for him in Something's Gotta Give.
Oh,
like just him hitting on Diane Keaton is just everything for me. I love it so much.
He's also really good in Ron Howard's Parenthood.
Yes.
But every asshole, could be a father.
I hated Keanu Reeves for a big part of my life.
Why?
My very first girlfriend, my first love of my life, right? She was in love with this dude. So that was my first exposure to him. We rented Speed and
You
we
ever go
watched
to
it.
an office party
And
with him?
every time he was on screen, she was like, oh. And I was like, I don't make you do that at all. So I'm like, there's a problem here. But anyways, years go by, John Wick comes out. I'm all Keanu now.
Yeah.
And my favorite things he's in other than John Wick are just the YouTube videos we see him in, where he's just being a good dude. Like, I mean, like a down-to-earth dude. And I think that if nothing ever should happen to him, we need to protect him
At
with
all
all
costs.
all our Hollywood police need to protect that guy.
It's
So
really like him and Tom Hanks, where if a scandal broke, we would all actually be devastated.
Oh,
like
100%.
almost anyone else in Hollywood, there are people I'd be bummed, but I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but
that
those
would
are the
change.
two where I feel like everyone would just actually like go into mourning for a
Right.
day
Yeah.
of
It would
like,
change your whole
we got to
outlook on life.
reevaluate some things.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. And Jonathan, you guys exchanged like music notes and stuff, right?
Yes, he's a pleasant man. He's anytime you happen to find him at a bar at Troubadour, go ahead and saddle up next to him and talk some music. He's wonderful.
Aw, we all think he's wonderful. Well, the question, though, guys, is what do you think about Keanu's career? What are your favorite movies? And happy birthday to Keanu. Go find him online and wish him a happy birthday. Let us know your favorites, though, in the comments below. All right, with that down, let's go into another off the topic real quick. And that is this. Netflix has a new original show coming out.
Whoa.
That is something. We just watched the trailer for The Imperfects today, y'all.
And we are counting down in
And,
Perfect
ooh,
Watch 2022,
If there
people.
could be a ticket watch for a Netflix show, we would be on it. So this was announced back in April of 2021. They just dropped the trailer for this 10-episode straight-to-series sci-fi show. And the premise basically is this. Some supernatural entities are being tested on. There's a chupacabra, there is a succubus, there is a banshee, and they're also angsty teens, and some of them are in bands and stuff. Woo! If you like Riverdale, you'll probably love The Imperfects, is how I feel about this trailer.
I love, like, shout out to whoever at Netflix said, hey, you know that one episode of Stranger Things everyone hated and we pretended never existed?
The Kirkland X-Men one?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and, like, spin that off into its own
I mean,
series.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to watch this because it looks so weird and bad. And this does feel like the kind of Tombstone bullshit that I am into. Like, ooh, this looks really, really good bad.
I'm almost surprised this didn't come out a little while back because it definitely feels like someone going, oh, people like Twilight. What else? What else?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Rob, is this something you're going to tune into?
First of all, if you watch TikTok, where everybody's talking about what their identities are today, like I identify with stuffed animals or animated characters, I don't
Do you
understand.
identify with stuffed animals?
I do not.
Okay.
But I do not understand the downside. If I was a chupacabra or a vampire or a werewolf,
Go on.
whatever,
Yeah.
why would that be a bad thing?
You might be a
Like
chupacabra.
in this day and age, I remember watching Interview with a Vampire, and a friend of mine said to me, he goes, you know what the problem that I have with Interview with a Vampire is? Louis is going around the whole time going, I don't want to be a vampire. And Lestat is showing him the way, like, bro, being a vampire is what is up.
If there were real vampires, they would get so laid. Like,
Oh my God.
So
I mean, it's sleep all day, party all night, never grow old, never die. It's fun to be a vampire. I'd be a lost boy. What is the difference? You could go around and drink your fill of all the assholes you meet in your life. I mean, take them out. You're immortal. You'd finally amass. I'd ask Jonathan what I should invest in, and I would amass such a great stock
very true.
portfolio over the centuries. What would be so bad?
I feel like from that description, minus the blood sucking, you are living a vampire life.
I watch
living
these
your
shows
best
and like these
life.
teens like they experimented on us, turned us into superhumans. Let's go find the doctor who ruined our lives.
I will say being a chupacabra sounds slightly less fun than being a vampire.
Well, I mean, you're
take
a
your
werewolf
pick.
with mange,
Yeah.
basically. It's not great, but
Yeah, but but if you're
Thanks,
a
Ray.
chupacabra, you're like
I
from
don't know what
Mexico,
you're
so you're that much cooler.
that's very true.
I mean, American werewolves are, do you want to be like David, where you walk around, in London and you're all a sad
No,
sack?
I want to be like Michael J. Fox and dunk and surf on vans.
I'm telling you.
That's how I would do it personally.
I mean, come on.
I loved Ray's take on this about the doctor featured. The
Yeah,
youngest
I
doctor
mean, it's like
ever.
a baby doctor. It's like,
And didn't they call him
Doogie
Dr.
Howser.
Zarkov? So he's like from Flash Gordon?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well,
This audience would 100% know about Flash Gordon. if
As
they're
well as
pitching
the
to you.
audience that this show is aiming for.
Yeah.
Perfect circle, that Venn diagram.
only one thought came to my head when I was watching this trailer. Happy birthday, Keanu.
Another ageless being who's supernatural. Well, guys, we want to know what you think of this. Does this look like a promising show, The Imperfects, or is this giving you straight up Morbius vibes? Let us know in the comments down below what you think and if you're going to be tuning in. All right, guys, with the off the tops out of the way, before we get into your comments and questions, we are going to go take a break and listen to our friends over at stamps.com.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this episode, Stamps.com. Guys, the holiday season has a way of sneaking up on us, and we are never as prepared as we think we are. And if you're a small business owner, you know how important it is to get ready for the insane holiday season. And even if you just got a lot of family or friends that you're going to be shipping stuff to, now's the time to get ready. Luckily for us, Stamps.com has everything you need to make your life a whole lot easier. Because Stamps.com is your one-stop shop for all of your shipping and mailing needs. Get access to the USPS and UPS services you need to run your business right from your computer. Because with inflation on the rise, every single dollar counts. Protect your margins with major discounts on USPS and UPS rates up to 86% off. Stamps.com offers a stress-free solution for everyone. Use Stamps.com to print postage wherever you do business. All you need is a computer and a printer. And if you need a package pickup, you can easily schedule it through your Stamps.com dashboard. So get out ahead of the holiday chaos this year year. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with the promo code CAMPEA for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and enter the code CAMPEA.
And thank you to Stamps.com. Remember, guys, anytime you use those Campea codes, you're not only getting a tasty deal for yourself, you're helping us out too. So we really appreciate that. Now, before we get into our questions with Amy over here, we're going to take a moment to listen to our Mint Mobile Hotline question of the day, which you guys can call any old time there. Number's right on the screen here, 951-268-4259. Call us, leave us a message with your dulcet tones and your questions. Let's hear from today's.
Hi, John and crew. It's John from New York. I just have a quick question about House of the Dragon. Do you think we'll see any Lannisters in the show? That's one name we haven't heard pop up yet. Do you think we'll hear a Lannister in the show? Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for that, John. We appreciate you. So, are we going to see any Lannisters in House of the Dragon? I feel like we're going to. I believe we even have some confirmation that a Lannister is supposed to appear in episode 3, if I'm correct. Have you heard anything about this, Rob?
I haven't, but I would imagine. I mean, Lannisters obviously are a proud family in Westeros. Mm-hmm. So, things change, fortunes change over the centuries. Mm-hmm. So they're probably not the powerhouse family that never or always pays its debts, depending on what side of the coin you're on. I think we'll probably see them. I don't think they're going to play a big role, maybe a more peripheral role, but I would imagine, sure, we will.
You expect to see them?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it. There was a viewer the other day that said it was the first time watching Game of Thrones, just like me. House of the Dragon is my first exposure to Game of Thrones. Can you what is a Lannister? What are they in the Game of Thrones universe? Are they? I guess they're big time, right? I guess they're big time.
The Lannisters in season 1 of Game of Thrones, right, married into the House of Baratheon. So that was Cersei, her twin brother Jaime, and their children are of Lannister and Baratheon blood. Well, they're mostly of Lannister blood.
Yeah.
The Lions, if you will.
Baratheon.
Yeah.
They were a competing family then.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we do
a noble
think-
house.
For the throne.
Exactly. They're
Okay.
we actually see their house sigil in the tournament. We see that coat of arms with the lion on it. So we should see them in there. But yeah, they were that house, and Cersei was kind of the big bad Lannister. Jaime was the knight, and then Tyrion was Peter Dinklage, who could drink and know things.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for your question, John, though. We are looking forward to hopefully seeing more of the Lannister family because, gosh, did I love to hate them in Game of Thrones. All right, with all that down, let's get into your questions. Amy, what do we have today?
Our first question comes from David H. Hey, John and crew. Have you seen Disney's poster for D23? They're saying there are images in the poster that reveal what will be at D23. One I saw right away was a Nova Corps ship. Do you think we will finally get Nova in the MCU? What other things do you think will be in D23 from the poster? Thanks.
Oh, thanks so much for that, David. Oh my gosh, when I noticed the Nova bit in the poster, all I could think of was you, Ray, where I was like, are we getting Nova for Ray Ora?
He's going to be part of the Young Avengers too if they come out.
Right? We're getting a lot of
gonna be
young
part of
blood in the
that.
MCU, so I think it makes a lot of sense to have Nova in there. But there's a lot of things on there too that relate to Star Wars, obviously to the Marvel franchise, to Disney itself. We've got Mulan in there too. Here's what we have from the folks over at Screen Rant. A new poster for Disney's D23 Expo 2022 teases what big reveals might be in store for fans, with hints including Star Wars, Marvel, Indiana Jones 5, and more. Walt Disney Studios continues to dominate the pop culture landscape, with the MCU and Star Wars being two of the most successful franchises of all time, in case you weren't aware. In a poster promoting this year's D23 Expo, characters from all of Disney's major properties unite in and around the Walt Disney Cinderella Castle. Grogu is featured prominently on the poster, potentially hinting that information about The Mandalorian Season 3 is on the way. But Indiana Jones, Spider-Man, Mulan, Elsa, Stitch, Dumbo, and a host of other characters and Easter eggs are also depicted. Thanks, Screen Rant. We appreciate you. I mean, Grogu really is front and center. And to me, that's kind of our flagship streaming situation right now for Disney Plus, is The Mandalorian. That has just been firing on all cylinders, while some of the other shows haven't really stuck the landing. We maybe start off strong with the first few episodes and don't really land it with, things like Moon Knight, things like Boba Fett. So I feel like Grogu was our kind of sure bet here of featuring The Mandalorian heavily. I'm very interested in Mulan being prominently featured because I don't know about you guys, that live action film, not my fave. And I love that animated film. That's my dad's favorite Disney movie.
Wow.
Yeah, father-daughter relationship, a daughter willing to sacrifice anything for her dad. He was like, that's the one. Be like her. But I'm interested to see if these are actually things that are going to kind of play out at D23, which I'm not going to be at. So, Rob, since you're going to be there, do you have any insight into this poster?
Well, I've heard a few interesting things from two people in the last week about the Mandalorian.
Ooh, okay.
That we know the Mandalorian is the Mandalorian, but I think we might find out at D23 it's about a Mandalorian. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah, you're going to get Disney darted.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
But then I also heard something else about, I was talking to somebody else totally unrelated that has some knowledge of Indy 5 and said
That it's real?
that it's not only is it real, it's supposed to be great. And they told me the budget. Now, again, this is hearsay. Don't report this. Well, Rob Burnett said, I'm saying that I heard this, cannot verify that it's true. But I heard the budget. I heard the budget was $300 million.
What?
Which for the extended period of time that they shot, I mean, they shot in Europe. They had to deal with COVID. They had to deal with a lot of crazy stuff. So I could see that the budget is that
And to
high.
really insure Harrison Ford.
But I heard that the movie was great and that it cost $300 million. Now, take that with a grain of salt. The people that I talk to, though, I tend to believe, but even they, it's always a game of telephone in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So when I hear it from people, I never believe anything utterly until you see it yourself.
You got to vet your sources and their sources.
But these were people that were both, in terms of The Mandalorian, very excited about the upcoming season, and they were excited about Indy 5, which got me excited because, I love The Mandalorian, but I really love Indiana Jones, and I really didn't love Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Literally only one person did, and I married him.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that say about you?
I have great taste and a sense of humor.
Okay. I'll go with that.
I love you, Logan. Amy, you are a big Disney person. What are you expecting from D23? Any bombs? Any big things?
I don't know, because obviously, you have Grogu, you have, some Marvel stuff in there. What kind of intrigued me, though, it seems like almost some random classic Disney franchises in there.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm wondering how much we need to take this with a grain of salt, because I don't think there's going to be an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit announcement made, but there he is right in the middle there above Mickey. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. But as kind of a hardcore classic Disney fan, I'm definitely a little intrigued. I noticed a Vanellope. So I'm hoping that might mean some movement on a Wreck-It Ralph attraction. I know we have a Tiana in there, so I'm hoping we get more announcements. I know they're retheming Splash Mountain.
And she has a series coming out, too.
There you go. So I'm definitely curious what's going to be announced on that front as well. And like I said, I'm curious because there are a few in there. Like even Mulan, I'm kind of like, is that anything? Right? I'm curious.
Some things, too. I'm so glad you pointed out Oswald, because it does feel like maybe this is going to have some retrospective look backs at Disney and where they've come from, everything they've accomplished, and then tying that into maybe some of their new properties and everything.
Yeah.
I love that we've got Maleficent on top there. What a bad bitch.
I
love
just think
her.
it's really ballsy of Disney to do co-branding with the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie. I thought that was quite.
It was a strong move. Look at that little serial killer off to the left there, man.
You just gotta love that. But still,
Not
where
wearing
is
pants
where is
and filled with
Eeyore?
rage.
No Eeyore.
I know.
He's missing in action.
Love seeing some Orange Bird representation on the right there.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think the person who created the poster probably just took all the licenses that he was allowed to use, put it in there. Any ones that involve flight, we'll put them in the little things right here. I mean, half of these things I don't think we're going to see anything of.
No, it all means something.
You're
Ray
not.
the Sentry's not in that poster.
You know what's funny, Rob? As I'm monitoring this chat on the left side of my screen, I'm looking for a Sentry t-shirt.
So what you're saying is you're surfing the web shopping while we're live.
Yeah, live shopping.
No, I guess I just said that. Yeah.
He's gonna pull like a Sorcerer Supreme and just exit right now.
Ray's working very, very hard. He's getting close to where for this job. He's that committed.
Yeah. I'm shopping for attire.
Yeah.
I got to match your shirts and now Amy's shirts.
Yeah.
Look,
If you want to get a cheetah print little
there's nothing
V-neck.
here. I need something on
There's
this.
nothing here.
All right, guys. Well, the question is for you. What do you think of this D23 poster? And is it filled with clues of what's to come at D23? Or is it just a really aesthetically pleasing poster? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, with that down and out of the way, let's move on to our second topic. Amy, what was that from?
This comes to us from Blake. Hey, John. Did you see the news from Deadline that there's a film being made about the GameStop meme stock incident that happened at the beginning of 2021 called Dumb Money, and that it is assembling quite an impressive cast? Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Sebastian Stan, and Pete Davidson are just a few of the cast members that were announced. Plus, it's being directed by Craig Gillespie, who just did the Hulu series Pam and Tommy. What are your thoughts? Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for that, Blake. So yeah, we have this very, very weird premise coming out of the GameStop meme stock, which was so bizarre in itself. It feels like this is going to be some kind of like Big Short kind of situation.
I was going to say, it feels like soft Big Short.
Right? Which I would love if that's how it comes out. Let's hear what Variety had to say about it. Dumb Money focuses on the January 2021 short squeeze movement around GameStop, where users of the Reddit page Wall Street Bets banded together to artificially increase the stock values of video game retail chain GameStop, which suffered from lagging stock prices for years. The situation resulted in major hedge funds as well as independent short sellers taking significant financial losses, and it caused calls for more regulation of the stock market. Filming for the project, which focuses on the Reddit users behind the short squeeze, is set to begin this September. I cannot wait to see these breakdowns on Actors Access. Amy, what are you expecting from this film? Does that description get you excited? What are your thoughts?
I'm definitely intrigued. You know, I feel like there is a definite, like, okay, Seth Rogen, Pete Davidson. I feel like I'm kind of knowing what to picture. Paul Dano feels like the wild card where I'm like, what's happening here? What are we working with?
That's fair. I love how in all the descriptions it's Paul Dano of the Batman.
Right.
Just in case. Just
like,
in
I
case.
know Paul Dano. It's cool. You're good. You got it. Yeah, I this is making me cautiously optimistic. I think this could be something really fun. I do feel like almost a little softer Big Short. That energy could be something that's really fun. This is such, I was sort of following this when it happened, and it is such a funny, sort of wild story that I think there is definitely a fun narrative you could find there. Or it could totally not work. It's one I could definitely see going either way. It's like, do I really want to see a movie about Reddit users? Unclear.
Rob, is this going to be more Big Short or Monsters for you? What are you thinking?
Look, there are two movies that came out in the last 12 years that I'm completely obsessed by. One is, of course, The Big Short. I mean, I love The Big Short. The other is The Social Network. But The Big Short I've probably seen, I kid you not, like 50 times. And then I watch clips. You know, there's clips. The whole movie's been clipped out on YouTube. And Elizabeth, like, I have to, like, it's become my secret shame. Like, she'll come in the room and I'm watching Big Short clips.
You lie and say you're watching porn when she asks.
I know. She even made a joke. She's like, you know, other people try and sneak porn, but you sneak Big Short clips. And I'm like, I'm obsessed with how this movie's made. Yeah. I mean, the alchemy of this film, and it shouldn't work, but it's so good. The actors are so good. I never thought, I don't know anything about, Jonathan can tell you nothing about finance at all.
Same.
And I love The Big Short so much. The Big Short is, to me, Star Wars of the financial world. That and Margin Call. Those two movies I could watch forever. I love those movies so much. But this sounds great. I mean, I hope that they give me a little bit of an insight and education into how do you manipulate stocks? Because I want to do that later in life.
I would love that. I literally have on my vision board, learn money, and it still hasn't happened
for me. Yeah, no. Because I need more money, if only to buy more Hot Toys figures.
Yeah. Well, the
He
question
manipulates Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Guys,
the secondary market.
What do you think of this GameStop meme movie? Is this going to mean we're going to get a Nicole Kidman meme movie at some point with AMC? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, y'all, we are going to take another quick break and hear from our sponsor, the good folks over at True Classics.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, True Classic. This brand new sponsor has the absolute best fitting t-shirts that a man can buy. Finding the right t-shirt with a little bit of a dad bod is incredibly frustrating. Most t-shirts are either way too tight on your gut or look way too big and boxy. You're not in high school anymore and it's time to upgrade. True Classic has already helped over 2 million men finally get a better fit at an affordable price. And the John Campea Show viewers and listeners get access to the best deal they offer. For a limited time only, get 25% off using the code CAMPEA at trueclassic.com. Look, you and I both know that almost all of men's t-shirts are designed to look good on skinny models with six-packs. But let's be honest, that's not most of us. True Classic tees taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. It's time to highlight your best attributes with a t-shirt that you can always confidently throw on. Like most of you guys, ever since college, I've always struggled to find proper fitting t-shirts that are comfortable. Well, True Classic, from the moment I put on the shirt they sent me, solves it. And True Classic doesn't just stop at tees. From polos and workout shirts with the same flattering fit. Upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the promo code CAMPEA. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. 100% risk-free guarantee with a 30-day refund policy. Stay classy with True Classic. Your dad bod will thank you.
And thank you, True Classic, for being a sponsor of this show. Go check out those shirts, guys. Rob, you're going to get some too, right?
They look great.
Yeah, they're slick. I like
Plus, you
those.
can order them like in a bundle.
Oh, that's nice. Love a bundle, I do. All right, well, Amy, what is our third topic?
Our third topic comes to us from Brian Yeager. Hey, John and crew. DC Fandom is definitely one of the best events put on, and your watch along for the 2021 event was a lot of fun, thanks to you and not the event itself. Well, I'm now seeing reports that the 2022 event has been canceled. What do you all think is behind this decision to cancel the event? Thanks.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate you writing in. And say it ain't so. DC Fandome canceled, but last year was so good.
It's being replaced with an Ezra Miller crime watch.
Oh, no. I mean, last year, honestly,
Too soon, I'm sorry.
things just went off the rails with Fandome last year. There were gold shoes. There were just weird announcements. This all makes sense to me, but let's hear from folks over at IndieWire about it. The 2022 DC Fandome event has officially been canceled. IndieWire can confirm that Warner Brothers Discovery gave the live virtual convention the axe this year, much like HBO's Max's Batgirl film. With the return of in-person events, Warner Brothers Discovery is excited to be able to engage with our fans live at numerous Comic-Cons around the world and will not be scheduling DC Fandome for 2022, a statement from Warner Brothers Discovery shared with IndieWire read. So we're going to do more in-person events, but this really just feels like more axes ass up to me, right? We're cutting the fat. Why are we putting on events that we don't necessarily have to, especially when we don't do them that well sometimes? What do you think, Rob?
Well, we all enjoyed the first DC Fandome.
The first one
it was during the
great.
pandemic. I thought they did a really great job. There was an excitement around it. I really enjoyed it. And as a longtime denizen of Comic-Con, it was nice to have that. And it seemed really well produced. They had a lot of really exciting stuff to talk about. And I liked it. I mean, I'm sitting all alone in my observatory. I was watching Fandome, no one knows what it's like to be the sad Rob.
I love that we're just doubling down on demonetization.
I know. So I changed the lyrics. Behind hazel eyes. So I liked it, and the second one was inexplicably bad, and I don't understand how you had one job. We saw what you guys did. You did a great job, and why did the second one go off the rails? But I honestly, in the case of this, I do believe that their rationale that live events have come back is true. I don't think that David Zaslav has Fandome on his radar. I don't think he was swinging his axe, despite Ray's beautiful thumbnail to the contrary. I just think that this was a marketing decision. They're like, look, we're spending tons of money going to these conventions. We've got New York Comic-Con. We have the event in Toronto that just happened. Comic-Con was back this year, and Comic-Con was really good this year. And I think that now they're going back to those live events, and I think that's where they want to spend their money. They get more bang for their buck. And it makes sense to me.
Well, that's understandable. But piggybacking off of that, Amy, you see all these other companies, though, doing their own events as well as Comic-Con. We just talked about D23. So do you think this is the right move for Warner Brothers or no?
That's a great picture, by the way, of Black Adam.
They had to CGI him down. They had to give him less muscles.
Oh, your question. I got lost.
I'll bet you did. I'll bet you did.
Hey, can we all just give me 5 minutes? Or no, I think financial decisions aside, in-person events coming back aside, I do think just from a purely sort of publicity standpoint, this might not be a great move. With the Batgirl cancellation, with the Ezra Miller stuff, it just doesn't feel like DC is in a super stable place. And this announcement just feels like a little more, what's going on here as a, you know, for the fan base.
And I don't think they really know when anything's coming out right now.
There is that.
Why would they announce a date, have this big old convention, be like, coming to you in theaters, and then next week be
Sometime.
like, no, we're gonna move this ahead of that one. I mean, it's really, I don't think they have anything concrete right now.
After Batgirl, it feels like every announcement comes with an asterisk of
Right,
like, maybe.
like at CinemaCon, they announce certain dates for certain things, and they seem very for sure. Well, at least that's what the presentation seemed like. And then it wasn't even like a big convention. It was just the next week. They said, nah. They even had that trailer that played before,
Before the Batman.
Yeah,
and then they moved it
showed
the
the
next
slate.
week. Yeah.
And then the next week, it was like, no, it's not coming out during that month. I don't think they know what's going on. They wouldn't be confident in putting on
I
a
completely agree
fandom.
with that, Ray.
But you know what? I do feel cheated for all the other stuff that was going on at Fandome that no one paid attention to. The comics, the animation.
Right.
Those things seem to be locked down. I mean, if anything, they should have at least had something for those properties, because people do care about DC. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
care
if you're
about
throwing
DC.
an entire event for it, and then it
Yeah,
feels like there's
but
not a broad, like a wide enough pool of
Right,
stuff to
right,
announce,
right.
suddenly that really puts the spotlight on you and makes it feel smaller. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right,
like
right.
that stuff deserves its moment in the sun, but I'm sure, you know, they're looking at what they have to
Yeah, and
announce
cost.
officially and
And
kind of
cost.
going,
But-
is this going to make us look?
Theoretically, though, Fandome is relatively inexpensive to put on because it's a digital event.
Right.
Obviously, you're paying for the time of your people, but most of them are already doing press work, essentially. They're promoting their own projects. And I do think it'd be a smart move to at least talk about the things that are steady, to give the illusion of stability at WB. Talk
Right.
about Harley Quinn coming back. Give us some stuff about that. Talk about things that are set in stone. Because right now, and a thing I have an issue with is at CinemaCon, WB made a commitment to theaters.
Yeah.
They made a commitment. And that was a very big deal given the last few years of how just tumultuous the film landscape has been. And right now they keep pushing back movies and keep pushing back movies. And some of them maybe don't exist. I don't know.
Is this a sign that DC may not even have a permanent home at Warner Brothers anymore?
No.
We talked about this, about having its own stable. It's going to have its own thing
Yeah.
now, much like Marvel at Disney.
I mean, look, Warner Brothers is making a huge transition, and I think what Warner Discovery is going to ultimately do is bring the studio back. It's going to be very stable. They're going to know what they're doing, but right now they're still in a transitional phase, and it's not like the studio. Well, maybe it's kind of a shambles, but it's not really. I mean, in terms of Warner Brothers, we saw the Batman. I mean, that really brought back. They made a deal with Matt Reeves. We're going to have a whole Batman verse. They seem still committed to the Penguin.
They just signed that big deal with Matt Reeves.
Absolutely, and I think
Which,
you've
Jonathan,
got
you wanna talk
Aquaman
about?
is coming, Flash, it's coming.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
committed to it, and if you notice, we haven't heard about someone in the news lately. They locked that shit down,
Yeah.
and
They
we've
tranquilized Ezra Miller and they have them locked up.
well, I
somewhere,
mean,
I'm pretty sure.
I just think that look, this is what's going on is we're talking about billions of dollars in debt they're trying to manage. We're talking about we've got executives today. I have to give a shout out, Courtney Valenti. When I started working at Warner Brothers in the summer of 1989, she started around there. She was so nice. She worked in the story department, and I was just I was a management trainee, lowest of the low, a PA. She always had a smile. She always, if I always asked her a question, she would always tell me things she probably shouldn't have. About what good scripts are in. And she's, well, you might want to read this. She was delightful. She announced today. It was announced in Deadline. She's Jack Valenti's daughter. She is stepping down after I think 33 years at Warner Brothers.
Oh, wow.
And it was, she was lovely, and she was lovely to me as a young, newly minted out of film school, working at I was working at the highest levels of Warner Brothers, wandering around going, oh my God. And she was very nice to me. So shout out to Courtney Valenti.
Well, hopefully we have more Courtney Valentis at WB, making sure that things are running smoothly and that everyone's happy and that films are coming out maybe when they're supposed to. But guys, the question is up to you. What do you think of DC Fandome being canceled? Are you bummed? Do you think it's the right choice? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, guys, before we get into your live questions, we are opening those super chats, and we're going to give you a minute to get in there with one last sponsor from today. We are going to talk to our friends over at Mint Mobile.
We want to take a second and thank the sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. They cut out the cost of the retail stores and pass those sweet savings directly to you. And guys, I have been using Mint Mobile for months now, and I could not be more thrilled with the service. I also couldn't be more thrilled with the fact that my phone bill now is literally 1/3 of what it used to be with my previous major carrier. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.
And thank you once again to Mint Mobile. Ryan Reynolds, you're a mensch. We appreciate you. All right. First, let's get some member questions in. Ray, what do we have?
All right. Callum writes, hey guys, do you think we will get any X-Men announcements at D23? Maybe a Wolverine movie.
Ooh. Well, I'm hoping we get some X-Men announcements since we already got that lovely little teaser in Ms. Marvel. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think, look, the X-Men are such a cornerstone to the Marvel comic universe. It fascinates me that we have no, I mean, other than Miss Marvel, it barely mentioned mutants. And I look, I've always said it's not a retcon. People say to me, well, you know, they were miracles. You had Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were called miracles. That's because they didn't have a word for them. I think we've already seen the mutants are there. They just need to identify them as such. And I can imagine maybe they're going to introduce through a Wolverine movie the larger X-Men. But I think they kind of at some point have to, because even if they announce an X-Men movie now, we're not going to get it for 3 years minimum.
That's very true.
So, you know,
go ahead.
I would like, no, I think that they will.
Okay.
But I also think they're going to announce Young Avengers.
I do too.
I think it might be early days to make an official announcement. I feel like that Miss Marvel thing was such a little tease that I feel like we may have another year of kind of introducing before we have like actual movies announcing.
Could be.
Yeah.
They're gonna troll us for a couple of years.
I think so.
Yeah,
They've
they're
been
just gonna
trolling
be
us. They've been
teasing
trolling
that.
us since 2008.
Well, I mean, this one is gonna be real hard because everyone's gonna be like, they're gonna come, and then they're not. They're just gonna come out
Phase
whenever.
12. We're going to see the X-Men. What else, Ray?
Mr. 47 writes, love the BBC crew. Welcome back, Amy.
Thank you.
Rob, I went a little Steelbook crazy. I just got Warrior from 2011. Plus, I have the 4K Steelbooks of Sonic 2, No Way Home, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Venom, Venom 2, and Thor 4 en route.
Wow. Well, I mean, I respect any person that is still collecting physical media, because we all park our shuttlecrafts in the same shuttle bay.
Say that one more time, Rob.
Well, those of you who collect physical media, we all park our shuttlecrafts in the same shuttle bay.
Thank you so much. All right, Alan Ling writes,
Forever.
guys, I'm super happy today. I'm going to D23.
Ooh.
Chris.
Come say
How's
hello.
everyone getting to go
I
accept
guess
me?
Alan Ling had the credentials. I did not get into the Marvel panel. I did not get into the Disney and Pixar panel. I did get into the Disney and Pixar panel. Excited for that. Hope to meet John and Rob at D23. Happy Friday, guys.
Find us at the Hilton Bar Friday night.
Find me there too.
You want to just get blackout drunk and watch Disney movies?
Yes, I do.
Let's do it.
Aw, what an interesting change of pace. Well, this is why I'm very salty about the whole D23 thing, y'all, is because I signed up immediately to get my pass, to get my credentials. And 24 hours later, RMB was like, hey, Chris, what's the link to do this? And he gets in and I don't.
I know
Table
people.
flip. Just, it's heavy. I'm not going to do it.
I'm telling you, send your foot pics with your application.
Dear Bob Chapek, can I please come to this? Thank you. What else
All
we got?
right. That was the last one.
Oh,
that was
okay,
the last
great.
premium chat.
Well, then we'll have.
Oh, he arrived, you know.
He looks very expectant.
Yeah, that guy likes feet. I buy that.
Amy, what do we have from the super chat?
Nothing wrong with liking feet, by the way. I'm not trying to kink shame. We have Samus Knight with the $3 super chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ben Rainier with the $20 super chat. Thank you. One of my favorite Keanu movies is Babes in Toyland, 1984, also starring Drew Barrymore. There's this one musical number that's so addicting. This movie is super trash, but I adore this movie. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Wow.
I loved this movie as a kid. My grandma it was one of like the 5 VHS tapes she had at her house that I could watch. It was like that, Spice Girls, Clue, and 2 Muppet movies.
That's
Wow.
why we get
Explains
along.
so much about you.
That means somebody bought that movie.
These were the formative films of my youth.
Wow.
Spice World holds
That
up,
explains
by the way.
everything.
Great.
Really good.
Do the lineup again. What is it?
So we had Spice World, we
Uh-huh.
had Babes in Toyland, we had Clue, and then it was, I believe, Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet Treasure Island. Oh,
That
and Swiss Family
literally-
Robinson.
That literally is you.
I know. Those are all.
That is you.
That's your rosebuds.
I was gonna say it's my Powerpuff origin story. They threw all those VHS tapes in with Chemical X.
Solid Tim Curry lineup,
Yeah.
too. What's not to
The
like?
question now begs to be asked: who is your favorite Spice Girl?
Oh, I love Ginger.
I was gonna say Rob likes ginger.
Yeah,
Come on now. Jerry Halliwell's my jam.
she's gorgeous.
We were all sleeping on Sporty. I rewatched it recently.
Oh, that's fair.
She's the only one who could actually sing.
Wow.
Ooh, hot takes today.
She gets all the big notes.
That's very, very true.
Wow.
Posh was just like talking.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Spice Girls
But now she
opinions.
bends it like Beckham.
All right. So, but what about this one here?
Sam Fisher says, but gold boots?
But gold boots indeed. What? Where else are we going to get our gold boot information if not from a DC fandom?
Can you imagine if David Zaslav's like, I don't know what this DC fandom is. I need to watch it. Show me the last one. And he actually is sitting in the executive suite at Warner Brothers watching DC Fandom 2.
It's just him going.
And he gets to this point, and that was it. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe the axe didn't even swing. He threw it out a window at that
Picked
point.
up his laptop and chucked it. That could be it. All right, what else we got?
Sam Fisher said, 2 episodes into House of the Dragon and Rings of Power, which is better? And we know what John thought, but what did you all think of Rings or Ring? How many rings?
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. Can never remember how many rings there are. And no spoilers, Rob.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, Rob.
I don't know why I have this spoiler reputation.
I mean, honey,
What do I spoil? Except your fun.
you never spoil my fun.
No,
That's not true. Okay, first of all, I don't think we need to compare these shows to each other just because they're both fantasy. I really, really don't. I think they're doing a different kind of thing. I loved Rings of Power.
What a surprise.
I know. Oh, yeah. And I was very, very open about this going into it. Of they literally could describe grass, and I'd be like, "This is the greatest show of my life." I made my Hobbit breakfast. I sat there and ate my food. I had some vodka shots and texted Taylor. I had a great time. You, however,
No, I mean, look, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Spoilery, but I felt like I was watching a collection of generic fantasy tropes that were it was beautifully made. Clearly, all the money was on the screen. I really enjoyed the actors, but I didn't recognize Tolkien in the sense of, and this is kind of at the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring, and I've said this before. When Frodo, you see the opening montage with Galadriel narrating it, which they kind of mirrored, but it really set the stage. In a way, it's kind of like the crawl at the beginning of Star Wars. Mm-hmm. You have the background, but then you see Frodo reading a book, in the bucolic forest, and you see Gandalf show up, and Frodo runs after Gandalf. And he's standing on above the trail that Gandalf's on, and he goes, "Yo, late." And Gandalf, an Astari, who one of the most powerful beings of Middle Earth, he's like, "Bro, a wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to." So right then and there, these two disparate characters, I relate to them. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I know I want to hang out with these people. I know who they are. And then you see them. Frodo gets on the cart, and they go into the Shire. Mm-hmm. And you see the Shire, you see the way of life, everything that these characters are going to protect. The entire battle for Middle-earth, metaphorically, is to protect that Shire.
I'm so excited to get this with you because
So-
what you're describing, I'm like, yes. And then they did that in the show in episode 1.
I disagree.
I know you
but,
do.
But
we got
we'll talk
issues,
about
baby.
that.
And I fell asleep about 5 minutes in, but I will agree what I did see. I didn't dislike the production values are insane, but I think kind of to what you're saying at one point, I like turned to my boyfriend and I was like, this feels almost like in a movie when they're watching just like a generic fantasy thing, like you could insert this clip. Not that it's bad. It just felt like a little generic. The dialogue all just felt very like, yeah, this is how people talk in a fantasy thing. Whereas that scene you're describing feels so specific and alive in a different way.
I mean,
fair.
yes, that is exact. You just nailed it. That is exactly right. And I felt like Gandalf could have been, well, I've come down from the mountain and I've brought you. I've come to the party. I've come to honor, old Bilbo. It wasn't like that.
It's not trying to do fantasy. It just is. And this felt like it was kind of
and
trying
it's almost
to do
like
fantasy.
Gandalf's like, he's like, okay, I know I'm late. I know we're supposed to have been here like 2 years ago. I know. I get it. And it's just, he becomes relatable. And then as you go through, you see the scowling, the Sackville Bagginses or whatever, they're sweeping, they're out, and the kid's like, Gandalf, and he sets off the fireworks and all that. So you immediately, these are people you really like.
Yeah.
I didn't like the people in Rings of Power.
Well, we'll get into all of this at our spoiler-filled review of Rings of Power later this afternoon.
Good job. No spoilers, team. Jai CSC said, what's the right status of Never Ending Story? Really love the movie, but I think a modern adaptation has a lot of potential. What sequels?
Oh, I'm not sure if the rights are available, right? I'm sure someone has to buy that.
I'm actually surprised that hasn't been remade.
Yeah.
Like a little mini series or
Yeah,
something?
I mean, I actually really quite enjoy Wolfgang Petersen's original film adaptation.
Beautiful and heartbreaking.
Yes, is it Noah Hathaway? Was he in it? Does he play Atreyu? I don't remember. But I liked Never Ending Story.
Yeah.
I think I'm surprised with everything that's going on now. Maybe that'll be the next
It'd be a
Amazon
good
series.
one. Yeah, we need more children scarred with what happens to horses you love. That's what this generation needs. What else we got?
In my honest opinion reviews said, I may be in the minority, but the biggest bomb that could drop at D23 for me would be an announcement for the sequel to Alita Battle Angel.
Definitely in the minority.
I would say
but
in the minority.
I understand it.
Yeah,
I really liked that movie though.
Yeah.
Me too.
More than I thought I would.
that did not do it for me.
get it.
But I understand why other people liked it. So, oh no, my mic. Hopefully you get that movie. All right. What else we have?
The Richard sent a $2 super chat. Thank you.
Richard.
Thank you. Richard.
Blake62 said, in 5 years, you let Ben do his Batman flick, do it practical John Wick style. In a post-credit, a battered Bruce takes on an apprentice. Batman Beyond.
There we go.
I think it's coming.
I really do. Let's talk about how wrong John Campea is on his show. Taylor astutely told us that we're not doing DC Fandome to save money for a Batman Beyond film, and I'm here for it.
Well, I mean, the Batman Beyond series is legitimately a great animated series.
It's fantastic. The whole idea of nurture versus nature being tested out in this comic book format is so freaking good. I want this movie. I just want it. I don't-
look, if they're reintroducing Michael Keaton, as you've canceled Batgirl, which he was in. You owe it to him. I mean, a Batman Beyond movie could be a very cool. You have a futuristic Gotham. It's no longer the noir 40s character. You bring him into the future. It's Blade Runner meets Batman.
Everything shui.
Oh, come on. It would
love
be
it.
great. I think it would be great. And, the Terry McGinnis character could carry out the Batman franchise. He could be Batman for 30 years and get older and become the new Batman, or Beyond. I mean, why don't they do that?
Batman Beyonder.
The Batman Beyonder.
Chris,
Give
I have
it
a
to
question.
Yeah.
How old is Terry McGinnis?
So Terry McGinnis is in a high school in the animated series, so around 17
Oh,
probably.
then never mind. I will keep my comments to myself.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Don't like that. Ron H. said, WandaVision has an episode where they both break the fourth wall. Perhaps Wanda inadvertently created a fourth wall dimension to peer in audience, and it can now be accessed by She-Hulk, Deadpool, etc.
I mean, that's a pretty cool meta theory.
Yeah, I think
I
it's a
love
fun
that
little
idea.
headcanon.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's even something that needs to be established, but I like that as a headcanon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
fun.
that's a great idea. I love that idea.
Ooh,
Good
very
job.
nice. Excellent.
Fifi said JoJo Part 6 Part 2 dropped on Netflix today. LOL.
Oh, Bizarre Adventures of JoJo
Yeah,
or
Bizarre
JoJo's Bizarre
Adventures.
Adventures? Yeah. I haven't watched any of that. Ray, have you caught up with that?
No, I'm actually planning on watching
Okay,
that,
everyone tells me it's great. I really, really need to. And I know some people who are doing the dubs, so I should be a better friend and watch
I'm
it.
a dub person. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What?
I am, man. I can't be reading if like half of the things I watch is before I go to bed. I mean, you're
That's
not going to
true.
sleep.
I do both to see how off the translation is because I used to transcribe
Right.
for Sentai. I obviously love dubs because I'm in them and I want to support my friends. But it's okay if you don't like them. That's fine.
She'll cry, but it's fine.
You know, yeah. I'll
Why
be
is your
sad.
face like that, Rob, when I said that?
His face is
You
always
hate
like
us?
that.
That's
Yeah,
just
I'm
his-
always that
That's just
way.
his face.
his
Don't be
resting
rude.
face.
Resting Rob
That's
face.
my
Yeah.
resting subtitle
Just
face.
like how I'm constantly smiling and happy, Rob is just there.
I know. I'm constantly happy.
That's true.
It-
You're
it's
filled
just-
with joy.
Yeah, it's just when people disappoint me.
Wow, bro. Gee.
All right, Dad, come on.
Oh,
You're not mad. You're just disappointed.
What else we got?
You know?
So much worse. Sam Fisher says, I just want to say I would 200% be down for an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit animated series or series of shorts. Actually, yeah.
Hell yeah. I would love that.
Last time I was at Disneyland, Oswald was there, like as a character, and I was disproportionately, like I think I was the only person who was like, Oswald.
Oh, man.
It was at DCA, so I was drinking, but
This
it's like, take my picture with Oswald.
It's like,
a
oh
little,
no,
a
that
little
was lady.
behind the magic moment that maybe I'll ruin some things for folks. So when you're a Disney intern, a lot of times when you're doing your training, you do get like the lesser character costumes to
Sure.
like just try things out on. But I would always get so excited because I'd be like, oh my God, we get to dress up as like Darkwing Duck today? What?
Oh, I made that intern
amazing.
day.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to do
that
it. But
actually
yeah,
would be pretty cool.
yeah.
I think a little like throwback old school. Like I feel like they've kind of started leaning into that with some of the Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah.
Like and I know we're getting Runaway Railway in California, which is a ride that really leans into that kind of old Disney cartoon vibe. I think that'd be super fun to get Oswald cartoons.
I would love
Wait,
it.
are they changing Thunder Mountain into that?
No, it's going to be in Toontown. It's part of the big Toontown revamp.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Wow, that's cool.
That'd
You
be
know,
fun.
Big Thunder Mountain is supposed to be the next ride movie they're working on.
I feel like
right?
they've been saying that for so
Forever.
long.
I think I
Yeah.
just saw some
Well, and-
recent news. Like there's
From
it's-
director James Mangold
Big Thunder
comes
Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain.
Can I
Energy.
interrupt the super chats here with two member chats that came
Yeah.
in? And they're both pertaining to She-Hulk. Ian S writes, since Wong broke the law, could Strange get Sorcerer Supreme back?
They gotta catch him first.
Not just based on American law, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other nations, and
Yeah.
it's pretty complex. It's not like
Yeah.
American law is just like supreme over everything.
Okay.
But maybe the
Wong-
ancient one or the new ancient one or some ancient one comes back and says, Juan, we can't have you doing that. Maybe they have like a UN charter that they can't break the laws of various nations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But you
does
know what?
bring
That
up-
would kind of be a cop out. Doctor Strange shouldn't earn the Sorcerer Supreme title because Wong did something
It would feel so
bad.
like
Yeah.
unexciting.
Yeah.
Because what
Yeah.
I mean, literally, Doctor Strange has almost destroyed universes. So
This is true.
Yeah.
you broke someone out of prison, but I almost destroyed a whole universe.
rings?
And you put him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I just borrowed him.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's fine.
Mark Hansen writes, love She-Hulk, but they should have had the shape changer turn into Wong just so they could say two Wongs don't make a right.
I knew someone was sitting on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Someone
Yeah.
pitched it in the writer's room and immediately got fired. Kay the Specialist said, in Doomsday Clock number 12 from DC, Jeff Johns teased a 2030 Marvel crossover. Do you think Zaslav is also trying to fix DC in attempts to meet the expectation?
I don't think anyone read Doomsday Clock and decided to base anything on it. That's just me. And I'm the biggest Watchmen fan in the world. I like a lot of, I have hundreds, if not thousands of pages of Jeff Johns comic work in hardcover omnibuses on my shelves. But Doomsday Clock,
I'm with you.
a disappointment.
Yeah. All right. What else we got?
Luis Enrique de la Pena said, I apologize for my mistake in my super chat yesterday.
Yeah, we
I
forgive you.
meant that maybe they'll introduce T'Challa's kid, 5 or 6 years old, in Wakanda forever to make a future film with him as an adult. Oh, that'd be interesting.
Not a Speedy Sperm kid.
Right. Not Speedy Sperm.
Yeah, not my flawless science.
Speedy sperm.
I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that way.
It's not my job.
Yeah, let's move on.
I do like that idea, though.
Oh, we
I always,
demonetized
I
because
actually do
sang
like
a
that
song?
idea.
I always thought the next Black
No,
Panther
the pun
should
you
be
made. In,
some up and coming,
Yeah.
whether it's a son, his son, just like someone we could grow with. Maybe he can even be a part of the Young Avengers. I don't know.
I think that could
cool.
actually really work.
You know,
and a little bit of a, because I know there was a bit of like we want to honor, Bozeman, but if
Right.
it's a couple years from now and it feels kind of right emotionally of like, obviously he's still very much missed, but sort of that passing of the torch to a kid, I actually think could be a really tasteful way to get that back in the,
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, I don't want to speak for a community that I am not a part of, but I do worry about it becoming stereotypical and having a fatherless Black child and having like that trope be used and like manipulated for an emotional impact.
I feel like they already did that with Killmonger, though.
That's true.
Yeah, but
It doesn't even have to be his child. Maybe like just some kid that looked up to him.
Yeah,
But you know-
if done well, I think any of these options could work.
I was always talking about like you could have done I'm fascinated by Wakanda Forever. I can't wait to see what they're going to do and how they're going to play into it. But I had said that you could have done a Godfather 2 type of a story where you had young T'Challa and T'Chaka, his father, as a younger man, and you watched some kind of something that T'Chaka got embroiled in, and it could be a situation where you have the Vito Corleone and Michael Corleone, and you're juxtaposing those two things. So it could be interesting. Like I always love generational stories where a child has to learn or be a part of something that their parents or father or legacy is involved in and has to deal with that legacy.
yeah.
Sins
That
of the
could
father
have been
kind
a-
of thing.
Yeah, that could have been a really cool way too to kind of bridge the gap between folks, who are, team, don't recast and team who are,
Right.
of still doing a T'Challa centered story while not ruffling any feathers about a recast in that moment while they figured everything out.
Yeah, and we T'Chaka, we barely knew you.
Yeah.
You get assassinated in Civil War, and I think it would have been really interesting to delve into what was the world of Wakanda like before it had made itself known to the outside world. What was the kind of political machinations inside the country, and there were people that probably felt, look, we owe the rest of the world something.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, the
why
rest of the
were we
world's
so
going to hell in a
isolated?
handbasket. Do we
Yeah.
share our technology? Like, what do we do? And the fact that T'Challa did open up Wakanda's borders, and now, I mean, what was that like for the world? This is another thing the Marvel Cinematic Universe I want to see more of. Like I always talk about the cosmology of Ereshkigal the Judge coming, and when a Celestial's coming out of the ocean. How does the world feel about that? Yeah. How does the world feel about this technologically advanced nation that has kept itself secret? Suddenly it's like, well, we're going to build embassies around the world. Here we are. What are we doing? Are we going to share our technology? And now we're going to get another secret land, a secret world with the Atlanteans or whatever they're called now. They're going to, like, how does the world respond to that? Like, yo, what, we weren't good enough for you?
I feel like that's our blip conversation with the Queen at the UN there. I feel like the have I not given enough is part of that kind of thing of I'm giving you this now and you all are coming down on me when I do open my doors and I've lost my whole family and I'm trying to share my technology with you in these trying times. I think that's going to be some of that.
I mean, that might not make a great movie, but it's background material that I want to know. I mean, I think that what happens when Wakanda, how does that affect the economy of the world and things like that?
Yeah.
I guess no one cares in a superhero movie, but I want to know.
I want to know that stuff. What else we
Big
got?
Wakanda short.
Yeah. Randall Workman said, "Hey team, great job today as always. Thank you. Outside of sending them to Rob, any suggestion for how to get scripts in front of eyes?"
Well, you always DM Rob. You give him your script.
No, there's a great, and I don't mean to be flippant or glib, but there is a great article that was written by Josh Olson, who was nominated for an Academy Award for writing, I want to say, The History of Violence, called I Will Not Read Your Fucking Script. and it's all about what it means to ask people to read your screenplays.
Yeah.
And the problem is reading screenplays is a professional gig.
Yeah.
Like I used to be a script reader for years where I read scripts for a living. And the problem with screenplays, and I don't mean to discourage anyone, 99% of all screenplays are terrible. They're terrible. And it is one of the most thankless things in the world. But when you read this article, this essay, it shows how difficult it can be if you're a professional writer and somebody gives you their work to read, the conundrum you put them in. Because if they don't like your work, nobody wants to hear that it's, whenever you give something to somebody to read, everybody always wants to hear, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Nobody really, I don't care. I've seen it happen so many times. I will not change my opinion on this. Nobody wants real criticism. They don't. They
I've
want
sent
to
screenplays to people. I want gentle notes and a pat on the back.
yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
I want to be able to change like 3 things and go, now it's perfect.
and getting your screenplay, and that I don't want to discourage people from writing because I think everybody should, and you have to start somewhere. But getting a screenplay in front of people is maybe the first thing I would suggest. Is there's a lot of different screenplay competitions. I would start there. Different film festivals have screenplay competitions, local film festivals, the Nichols Fellowship. There's a lot of, I would enter your script into, now don't pay a script reader $1,000 to read your script. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Enter your script into, and look, have beta readers, get your friends who don't work in the industry to read the script, get their opinion. And if 5 people tell you the same thing, then you should address those issues. But the first thing you should do is get your script into some competition and see what feedback you get.
That's what my friends do. They workshop everything with all of us first, and they do some screenwriting competitions. Amy's been doing screenwriting competitions.
I don't want to talk about it.
You got like a good one.
Yeah.
Chris, you just said
maybe one.
something that I think is invaluable.
My voice went up
Workshop
pretty
your
obvious.
script. Get your friends,
Yeah.
perform what you've written, hear it out loud. Nothing helps more than hearing your words, your screen, especially the dialogue, read out loud.
Oh, yeah. Because everyone
Nothing.
writes in a way that no one talks.
Yes.
It's always so cerebral. And then you're like, no person speaks this way, bud. Come on.
Well, the number of things I've written where I'm like, well, that's how I talk, but I don't talk how everybody talks. Like we all have our own cadence that we write.
For
to.
sure. Yeah. I have a weird John Mulaney kind of inflection to my voice.
You
so
do.
I have to make note of that when I'm writing scripts. All right, what else we got?
Write a screenplay for John Mulaney.
Here we go.
Rob's moist body. Hey, why'd you make me say those words with my own human mouth today? Said, can we get Rob twerking to Megan Thee Stallion? We're just going hard today.
I'll just say, if you put Megan Thee Stallion in front of me, Megan Thee Stallion, I am happy to twerk with her, for her, however you want me to do it. I'll do it. I'll do it on camera. We can put it on YouTube. Megan Thee Stallion, I await you. I will twerk. I will twerk my ass off for you.
I quit.
I'm sure she'd love that.
I don't know about that, but I would certainly give it the old college try.
I respect that.
Even though that was like 30 years ago for me.
Josh Becker said, would you like John Boyega as Reed Richards?
I think John Boyega would be fine as Reed Richards. It's X actor, X character kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I think he's
I feel
too
like
young,
honestly,
though.
there's a bit of a,
He
would
is
you like
very
John
young.
Boyega? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like, he'd probably do a good job.
I just think, I've always thought of Reed Richards as sort of in his 40s.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I know they're going to try and young him up. Like even like in his 30s, because I think Reed, he is sort of an elder statesman.
Maybe he did young him up in the other Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's like,
I like him more of as a dad. I like him in his 40s.
Yeah.
I like him with the the little white hair.
Yes.
That's what I want. I want a seasoned scientist.
Steve Buscemi.
I'd watch it.
You know what? I'd watch it.
Another actor where it's like, would you like Steve Buscemi as?
Yes. I would like Steve Buscemi to be in pretty much everything.
Let him give it a shot.
Yeah. What else we got, you guys?
I just have a permanent that's just Steve Buscemi all the time.
I could see him. I could see him playing a theremin, going, "Can you hear that? That's for all the people stuck in the negative zone." Something like that.
Can't be
Dante Sarachia? Sarekia, thank you.
No worries. He gave me a pronunciation guide once.
I appreciate that. 1 out of 69.
Yeah, man.
Hello there, fellow kids. Keeping the Steve Buscemi train
Yes.
rolling. Serious question. Do I need to catch up on 1 through 22 to understand all these supposed big bumps? that might drop at D23.
Well played, Dante. Well played. Those first 22 are integral. Otherwise, this is going to be the Hobbs and Shaw of the
Wow.
Disney
You're going to miss all that
conventions for you.
sweet, sweet Oswald the Lucky Rabbit lore.
Yeah.
So that's on you.
Oh my gosh, when he killed that drifter, whew,
I mean, it was like the 30s when he was invented. It was
a different
He
time.
was like
You
on a
could kill
train.
drifters.
Like, yeah.
He was hoboing it around the country.
yeah.
I mean, he was
Can I just
designed
say
on
that
a
was
train.
like-
Did I make that up? Was it him or Mickey? Sorry.
Most everything about that super chat was like pure beyond crew. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing serious about that super chat.
Dante
I
was
was
so
actually
with
reading
you.
it over to trying to figure out what he was trying to say.
I
that
loved
was
everything
that
about
was
it.
good,
It was
man.
tailored
That
right to
Yeah.
this group.
We need
Yeah.
more of these.
yeah.
You got
Yeah.
it.
We've got
Dante
baby
gets it.
brains. Please write dum chats for our
Yeah.
baby brains. Stubble McShave said, "What movie or TV character would you like to listen to on a podcast? Bad examples will be Al Bundy's political commentary or a Leatherface fashion show." Oh,
Oh
Movie or TV
man,
character?
I'm trying to think of somebody who I hate in a television show who could have a horrible podcast.
but like, what's a good one you would want? I think is the question.
Joffrey Baratheon about governance.
that's awful. I would listen to a philosophy podcast from Chidi from The Good Place.
Oh,
I would love
I feel
that.
like that's a really good.
That'd be a solid one.
Yeah.
Or just like all of Tahani's like run-ins with celebrities.
I mean,
All
is
her
it
shit talk stories?
Is it cheating to say I really would love to hear the Only Murders in the Building podcast?
Oh my
I
God.
was about to say that.
Yeah.
Like
That would be the best.
that was
They
really
should-
weird. I felt like
why
you
isn't
took
that being
out of my
done?
brain just now.
Yeah.
Because you just finished season 2, right?
Yes.
You're all caught up?
Caught up.
I'm so excited for the next season. That's a great question, though.
That's super fun. I feel like I'm going to think of one at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
tonight.
You're gonna
Just
come
like,
back here and record it.
yeah.
Tweet Double
Damn
McKay
it,
real
it's the
quick.
weekend. And next Monday, I'll forget it. by then.
Yeah. Jay Master said, "A perfect day to start off my birthday weekend by
Oh, happy
spending
birthday.
Yay, happy birthday by spending the day with the John Campea Show Batman Beyond crew. Today, as of tomorrow, Saturday, September 3rd, I turn 26 years old."
Oh, Jay, 26 was a good year.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Jay, travel.
26 was a great time.
Start traveling.
I'm 9 years older than you. I hope you have a great, great birthday weekend. I hope you do awesome stuff. Taylor and I are continuing to celebrate my birthday this weekend. We're going to karaoke together.
Smash Mouth only.
Only Smash Mouth songs. If your
Really?
song, no. We were doing a bit that we were like, if somebody's opening words aren't somebody, they get off.
Can I come with some Walking on the Sun? Honestly,
I
all of
approve.
Welcome to Astro Lounge is a bop. So
I approve of this. Yeah.
I love that. I've never heard that. A bop. The entire
never
album
heard a
is a
bop?
bop. I've heard the term bop.
it's a bop-filled experience.
I love that. The whole album's a bop.
Bop, cover to cover.
But happy
Is there
happy
is there a
birthday,
difference
Jay.
between a banger and a bop?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we need to get into this right now?
I'm old. I
Yes.
mean, I
Anyway.
mean, I still like saying banger, but now I'm going to say
I feel
bop.
like a banger is when it slaps, and a
Yes.
bop is when it hits.
Is this how white people talk when
Yes.
I'm not around?
Wow.
Yeah.
Bangers when it slaps and a bops when it
Trying to
hits.
interject here. So I don't understand what's going on.
Why'd you make it a Chuck Berry song?
No, that's a commercial for like kids in the 90s.
Oh, God,
It's like,
yeah.
it's like a toy from the 90s.
Hey, moms,
Yeah.
do you want your kids to listen to bangers, but they sound more appropriate?
I mean, that's
Check
Kids
it out.
Bop.
Exactly.
That's the entire.
Yeah.
I'm more into she bop.
Big surprises said, went to go see No Way Home last night, and I didn't mind the 11 extra minutes. I do miss the hype for the movie, though. Hashtag Ticket Watch 2022.
Oh, it was a good ticket watch.
So there's no one there then.
I'm confused though on I didn't mind the extra 11 minutes. Isn't that the
Wasn't that the point?
point?
Yeah.
So were they just
Leave
like,
them alone, guys.
11
Or maybe
minutes?
he's saying like they weren't that great, but he didn't mind them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
yeah.
Oh, because it's supposed
Like
to
it wasn't like ooh, this this sends the investigation into a whole new direction.
It was neither banger nor bop.
No,
Yeah.
it is not
It didn't
actually
slap or
factually
hit.
the more fun stuff version. Oh man.
By the way, I was talking about a Cyndi Lauper song.
Yeah, I got
know
it.
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, we got
She
it.
I didn't
bops.
say
I get
anything
it.
bad.
She's so unusual.
I mean, that song
I have
is-
the album.
Raunchy.
Yes.
I like when,
So
I
nice.
love when Rob. I love
You're
when
so
Rob tries
pleased
to
with
explain his
yourself.
references to me, and I'm like,
Climbing up.
yeah, dude, I know.
I didn't laugh because I didn't
I
get
get
it.
reference.
Okay. Okay, good.
I'm cultured.
I felt like I said something bad.
No, it's just good comedic timing, and then you ruined it. Let's
Sorry.
move on.
I know. I explained it away.
Joel Rolston with the $20 super chat. Thank you, Joel. Hey guys, if DC wants to rebrand their franchises, why not focus on the decades of the golden and silver age in a Darwin Cook fashion? I've said it before, but DC's retro futurism could be something unique.
Joel, yes. Yes. I freaking love Darwin Cook. I tell my trainer Travis all the time, all of my fitness goals are to look like a Darwin Cook Wonder Woman. I want to have thighs that could kill a person. All right? That's all I want. I love those comics. I love the spirit. I love New Frontier.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the absolute New Frontier. I mean, it's gorgeous.
It's stunning.
You know, though, that I think if you were doing that sort of retro future, mid-century sort of, that would be expensive.
It would.
Oh, but it'd be so cool, though.
It would be, but there would be nothing. You couldn't go shoot in a city. You'd have to design. It'd have to be the Anton First total production design, 1940s, like the Max Fleischer Superman cartoon.
But how much would that kill, too, some of that, like, DC versus Marvel conversation of just, like, no, they're just so different at this point. Like, if you have a completely different aesthetic thing going on, it'd be great.
Yeah. Well, most of these superhero films, too, are being filmed on sound stages. Let's be honest.
True. It's
or
true.
In front of blue or green screens.
And I would love to see the costume design.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
I mean, that would be...
And it's an embarrassment of riches here in LA, too, for having those period pieces. I mean, it's a wrap. You can go over there and find so many great things. We have so many incredible costume designers here, as you know, because you're constantly interviewing them.
Well, you can listen to the new episode of the Designing Hollywood podcast. It dropped this morning.
Thank you for spiking that set. I appreciate you.
All right.
What else we got?
We got Jay Master with the $20 super chat. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
The official Disney Plus Twitter account posted today a Hugh Jackman Wolverine gif from the 2014 X-Men movie announcing 6 days until Disney Plus Day. What could this mean? Are we getting an X-Men announcement at D23?
That's fascinating.
That's interesting.
Jay, thank you for that $20 super chat, first of all. This is the thing, y'all. I have been burned before, and I've looked like such a dum-dum, because remember before Comic-Con, we had all the great stuff about, like, hey, Wolverine is on Disney Plus and all this stuff is happening. And like Hugh Jackman was retweeting things. And I thought, oh my gosh, Hugh Jackman is going to be at Comic-Con talking about this, maybe announcing the next Wolverine, maybe showing up in the next Deadpool or doing a bit with Ryan. And then, I came back to the show with hella egg on my face. I trust and love no one.
I think it's getting to the point where that might be significant, though. Mm-hmm. Because we're reaching some kind of a tipping point when it comes to the X-Men or Wolverine or Deadpool or something. Like John has said, he's been talking about the bombs that they're going to be dropping. Mm-hmm. And I have I didn't know that there was a Moon Knight series coming. And when I saw that logo pop up at the last D23, I was like, come on. And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And even though I was mixed on the results, I think maybe they're trying to tell us something now.
Okay.
That feels more intriguing. I still think we have like a year of like leaking it into the series before we have like a hard announcement.
But I mean, he might show up in Deadpool 3. I think we're definitely going to get some kind of
I think we're going to get that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I think if you are doing a trickle in of the X-Men 2, Wolverine is a good one to introduce just because, one, that's an X-Men everyone knows.
Yes.
And two, he's such a loner that it makes sense that he's not affiliated with all these other mutants.
True.
And then it's hey, there's a whole bunch of us. We have a school for gifted youngsters, in fact. You
Well,
seem
and also-
unhinged. Why don't you teach for us?
I mean, Deadpool's already been skipping through the multiverse, as we saw. Wouldn't it be interesting? I mean, you could tell a Deadpool Wolverine story, and at the end, Wolverine knows. Like, there's an episode. There's a first season episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's the first holodeck episode. It's called The Big Goodbye. And one of the characters, Cyrus Redblock, this villain, has to understand that he's only a hologram. Mm-hmm. And at the end, he feels like, oh my God, I've walked out into this new universe. And he steps out onto the corridor of the Enterprise, and then he starts to dissolve because he's a hologram and he can't live outside of the holodeck. Mm-hmm. Well, what if Wolverine and Deadpool have this adventure, and you think that maybe Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is going to be able to be brought into the MCU, and at the end of the movie, he realizes he can't because he doesn't exist. And Deadpool has to let him go.
Oh my gosh. And it's a White Fang moment.
I mean, come on.
He's just like, get out of here, go.
I could
Get
be.
outta here, you
It could be
stupid
that Cyrus Redblock Next Generation moment where Wolverine, the Hugh Jackman Wolverine, it ends forever. And he knows, the Wolverine knows that he will transmute into Taron Egerton or whoever.
Oh my gosh.
And that becomes this funny romp, this road, this Hope and Crosby road picture, whatever, midnight run.
We
call it what
close
you
out
want.
with "I Did It My Way." Oh,
And then he's out. Then the Hugh Jackman Wolverine is gone forever,
that'd be beautiful.
lost to the sands of the multiverse.
Goodness gracious!
Come on, man! I'm getting chills. I'm making this shit
give
up on
Rob
the
a
fly.
job. Come
I know.
on.
One
What
day.
else do we have, you guys?
Morgan Holmes said, very underrated movie that I think is one of Keanu's best, Constantine. Best part, the spider, smoke, and a glass. Such a good line. Welcome to my world.
Dude, I feel like that Constantine is really, really underrated.
It is way underrated, even though I'm a huge fan of the comic. I
Same.
loved Hellblazer. Constantine was created by Alan Moore in the pages of Swamp Thing, obviously, but that movie, I was like, he's not British. Blah, blah, blah. That was a movie that totally won me over. Have you seen it?
I have not.
It gets
if you couldn't
better.
tell by how much I just screwed up whatever that quote was, and I'm sorry.
No, it's actually, if you go back and Francis Lawrence directed it, and visually it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I think he's actually really good.
I think he does a good job. I love Matt Ryan as Constantine just because, we have that more kind of Constantine's based on what, Bowie? So he's more this kind of like Sting, excuse me. He's based on Sting. So we have this more just kind of like rock and roller, kind of like smoking, I don't give a fuck about demons guy, which
Right.
is really fun.
Yeah.
But Keanu does a good job with it.
No, and Tilda Swinton's in that, right?
Yes.
And she's great.
She's great.
She's Gabriel.
She's great
isn't
in everything.
And
Keanu
Peter
in Tilda in
Stormare. Peter
everything.
Stormare is the devil, I think. You know what?
Don't sleep on it, y'all.
Would it surprise you
ahead.
to know that I have that movie on Blu-ray?
What?
I think I'm going to go watch it today.
Aw, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Morgan, no, sorry. The Inedible Hulk says, Hulk, tell Jen the truth. Steve plus Bucky equals rad bromance.
I mean, come on, guys.
I'm not going to go there. Although I will say this, I did just get a Winter Soldier from the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, hot toy of Bucky.
Oh,
Rob.
just holding a picture of Steve longingly, being like,
No.
"Ah." No,
No.
okay.
No.
I feel there's at least a bromance there, but maybe something more. Who's to say?
I can send you some links to some fan
Oh my gosh,
fiction.
give me all the fan fiction.
Oh no.
We're gonna do live
Oh,
readings
no.
on breaks now. It's
Oh,
gonna be
Ignore
great.
that the name on them is Namey Moomin.
Oh, what else we got?
Luis Enrique de la Peña said, after Marvel announced Avengers 5 and 6 at San Diego Comic-Con, now I think they'll announce Mutants for Phase 2. Over under 33%, they'll announce the Mutant Saga.
Oh,
You know what? I'm going to go over 33% that they're going to announce something. I don't know if they're going to announce the Mutant Saga, but they're going to announce something because it's time.
yeah. I don't feel like it'd be a full saga. I feel like
No.
we're getting just like maybe a few guys.
Yeah, they're going to announce
Few
something,
players?
whether it's a Wolverine movie or whatever. I mean, to me, that seems, I don't know, the easiest thing to do because they can bring us, because basically X-Men 1 is a Wolverine movie.
Yeah,
So,
that's very true. And to Amy's point earlier, right? It's going to take years to do these. So, yeah, we'll see. All right.
We got Dildar. Hello, Rob. What's your favorite Gundam? Mine are Burning Gundam and Gundam Barbatos.
okay, I'm a new Gundam fan.
Yeah, let him know, Rob.
Char's counterattack, you know. Char, I love the fins. But you know what? I love the Wing Gundam from Endless Waltz. You know, give me feathers on a Gundam. But then I love the Crossbone Gundam as well. The pirate. That's the pirate Gundam with the cloak. I'm kind of, and you know what? This is gonna seem a little weird, but Unicorn Gundam. I really like the Unicorn.
No,
Gundam.
I'm not. No.
Come on,
That
dude.
one. Nope.
No, there's the white and the pink red underneath.
As you keep talking, you're slowly losing me. When you started, I was with you all the way.
Look, new
and now
Gundam's
you're pushing
dope.
me off the chair.
But you know what? Look, I have the ultimate perfect grade of the RX-78. I mean, when it comes right down to it, I always go back because that's my first Gundam was the RX-78 mobile suit.
That's nice.
But yeah, look, I listed them off just because I said new Gundam first.
But What's the one that's the RX-78, but it's like reverse color? It's like more of the
Is that the Titans
the
version?
is that the RX-93? Is that the one I'm talking about? The one I was talking to you
The
about.
Titans version is like the RX-78, but it has the different
Yeah,
color
it's like the
scheme.
darker armor.
Yeah,
It's like the blue,
There's a
navy
perfect
blue.
grade. There's a perfect grade model of that.
Yeah, that one.
It's dope. By the way, if anyone knows, so Bandai released a die-cast new Gundam. It was like, I think it was 1/60th scale. I couldn't get it. If anyone's got a line on that, that's one of my grail toys. So if you're out there, if you know that new Gundam, you know what I'm talking about.
That's the best.
The
That's
die-cast
best
with the whole bait. I need it.
Well, you
Sorry,
heard it, guys.
everyone's
Hook
looking
Rob
at me
up.
going, "What is
Come
Rob
on.
even talking about?" Never mind.
Yeah.
The Sky Blaze said, House of the Dragon feels like a Shakespearean tragedy and Rings of Power a Shakespearean comedy. Both are still Shakespeare.
Huh. Okay. I'm not getting too many comedy vibes from most of Rings of Power.
Well, I feel like a Shakespearean comedy is just like no one dies and someone gets married at the end.
Yeah, and identity swaps.
Yep.
20 minutes of watching them pick blackberries.
It wasn't 20 minutes of them.
It
picking
was 20
blackberries.
minutes,
Oh
or it
my
seemed
gosh.
like 20
Your
minutes.
time dilation is redonkulous.
I'm like, that's what you spent all that time
This
on?
after show is going to be
The after show's
amazing.
gonna be wild.
Pilot is going to define all 5 seasons.
I might actually sit in on this after show just because I want to.
The peanut gallery.
You just want to watch us fight?
Because I mean, it's gonna.
We're not gonna fight.
I'm gonna be there.
I have the utmost respect for my
Oh,
very
yeah?
esteemed colleague.
Oh, thanks.
Chris was
I'm
telling me
gonna
how wrong you were
destroy
before
you.
you came in.
Isn't John coming back for this too?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
We'll just lock the door.
He'll get, are we? Does that mean that we're going to sit at the same table together, or are we going to do it in a small room?
No, we're doing it out here.
We're doing it out here.
Oh, we are. Great. So we'll be right next to each other.
Yeah.
I'll bring in some boxing gloves.
Sweet. I left mine at home. Oh man. All right. What else?
I'm going to go mind my own business this afternoon. Josh Becker said, Elvis is now on HBO Max. Still so entertaining. Thank you, Josh. I now have my evening plans.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
you
me
can
too.
stream this now, y'all.
I love that
Ooh.
fucking movie.
Gosh, Austin Butler's so good. He's so good.
I think my favorite part in hindsight was actually like the first 30 minutes where I kept getting jump scared every time Tom Hanks came on screen. Just like, what the? Oh, right. That's what we're doing. But then after that, just perfection. Flawless. No notes. Too long, but I would make it longer. Raymond Virata?
Yes, Raymond Verrata.
All right. Rob, what do you think of 2022 remastering of Star Trek VI, where they removed the digital sharpening and noise reduction to give it a more natural look? No more deep skin pores, wrinkles, and imperfections.
Well, first of all, I was going back and forth with Star Trek Picard Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas about this very subject last night.
you dropped something.
And he was saying that the 2009 transfer is better. He's high and doesn't know what he's saying. It is so great when they get rid of, look, when you're transferring a film from the negative to 4K, the whole point is to make it look as much as it can look the way that Hiro Narita shot Star Trek 6, to make it look like it was the way he wanted it to be. Now, the interesting thing about Star Trek 6 was it's not shot anamorphically with anamorphic lenses, but to have it more naturalistic, to have less digital crap put over the screen is always better. And shout out to Paramount. They do a great job mastering the Star Trek movies. They're all looking mighty fine. And I think what they've done with Star Trek 6 is fantastic, Terry.
I am so production dumb that when you said anamorphic, I was like, the Animorphs. Yes, absolutely. Okay.
That's all you
interesting.
need to know.
Great. I'm glad that I'm right here with you.
It's interesting because as far as I remember, Star Trek 6 was the only Star Trek movie that was not shot with anamorphic lenses.
What is that?
Well, anamorphic lenses are they basically stretch an image out when it's being shot.
Oh.
So when you see a widescreen image, that's a function of the glass, the actual lens they use. So when then they project it, they have to use a projector that has the glass on it that will stretch out.
Zillow to make y'all think the living room's bigger than it is.
That's how they get me. Okay.
So when you're shooting like spherical Panavision, if you're shooting spherical, it doesn't everyone's making never.
No.
that just blew my mind. I was just wondering.
No, I'm very
that was
actually
I'm
interested.
I'm trying to do this in the simplest terms possible.
No.
Like,
A, I have a dum-dum brain, bear with me, but B, it blew my mind because I was like, no, I was just like, I have looked at so many apartments and then walked in and gone, this is a fucking closet.
Yep.
oh yeah, no, they play around with that. But anamorphic glass is like, you can tell, for instance, like a movie like Die Hard, widescreen movies that are shot anamorphically. They also, anamorphic lenses distort light. So if you're looking at an anamorphic film like a Die Hard, when you see like street lights or lights in the background, whenever you see those like blue streaks, you'll see like a light and there'll be like a blue. That's lens distortion.
Oh.
And when you shoot with anamorphic primes, which are lenses with fixed focal lengths, like John Carpenter would shoot all of his movies with anamorphic primes, you get this look. And as John Carpenter said, that's cinema, man. That's cinema.
That was dope, Rob. I
So-
just learned a lot. Thank you.
Anyway,
What's that say?
next time I make a movie, if I ever direct one more movie, I shot for Enterprise with prime lenses, but I'm going to shoot anamorphic primes, and I can't wait.
Nice.
It's
I
only
know how
been
to make my
25
apartment
years.
look good. That is really interesting. Bobby Jackson said, I feel like I might be the only person that wasn't bored by the first episode of Rings of Power. I was interested and intrigued from the start. You were not the only one.
You're not the only one, Bobby Jackson. You and I don't know, hang out in the same Hobbit hut. What am I going to say about this? I don't have a cute phrase like you do, Rob.
Oh,
Do I have
wow,
a-
the hate.
I don't have a cute.
You have a very cute phrase. You park our shuttlecrafts in the
park
same.
oh, yes,
I don't know.
yes.
We both like things and are filled with joy. Thanks, Bobby.
You picked your berries from the same bush.
What do we have going on here,
sounds-
Ray? What's happening?
I went on vacation like 5 minutes ago.
He's on island
He's
time.
just checked out from the show. He's like, I'm done.
He's wasting away again,
I
baby.
feel like this is the endless John Campea show. It's just never going to stop.
It's going to go on forever.
Are we?
Huh? You okay?
What? Is this a public firing? Are you putting something up?
Blake 62.
Disgusted, Jonathan.
Is there a show going on?
Google Maps works well, huh?
Blake 62 said, do you guys think we will ever see
Aegon?
Aegon. That's what I thought. Aegon. I don't know why y'all let me do this job. Aegon and Valerian in a series. They are referenced so much in the Thrones universe.
Well, we're going to see an Aegon.
Yeah.
We're about to see an Aegon, I think, this weekend. Not the Aegon,
No.
but a Aegon.
But Aegon.
who's
gonna
gonna
have-
who's gonna have Aegon as faith
I was-
soon?
It's okay. It was
No.
a bad joke. You
It's
jump
terrible.
on that grenade
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's no, but is he Aegon the third? We get
Something like
Aegon
that,
the third,
yeah.
Aegon the fourth. Yeah, I don't know
Love
if
that
we'll see
name. They love their Aegon.
it. They love their Aegons. Let go
Aegon
of my
crazy. Cynthia said, just did a double feature of Get Out and Us. Enjoyed both. Peele is a great director who gets great performances of his actors. Comes up with very interesting concept. Give me time travel Peele. Ooh, I'd love that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Time travel would be fun.
That would be. I would love to see his take on it.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think Jordan Peele would time travel to?
Ooh.
What era?
I'm still holding out hope that he actually does a live action Gargoyles. There was that rumor a while ago that that's the Disney thing he wanted to do, and I am here for
Man,
it.
I'm surprised. That would make a great live action series.
It'd be
Yeah,
so
that'd
good.
be cool.
Talk about Shakespearean. I mean, that
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
No, for my book, he's so 3 for 3. It's ridiculous.
He's
I love
great.
all 3 of those movies he's done. Tim Platt said, so you can shop online but can't give more than $1 in super chats? What the hell, Ray? LOL, JK.
This is a very good point.
Yeah, Ray.
Can you guys move? I'm trying to watch Lord of the Rings.
Thanks, buddy.
So sweet, so supportive.
Yandir Prid said, Rob, ever been charity auction for a celeb lunch?
Me?
Like to eat or to eat with?
Like
I was
a,
gonna
like
say,
a bachelor
Is that
auction?
going to be like a cook
What is
the
it,
thief,
the
his wife?
hammer
And
time?
No, I've, I'll tell you something. Was it, didn't,
Does that happen in real life? I feel like I've only seen that in movies.
Yeah, there's no way.
Didn't Brad Pitt pay for a date with, Khaleesi?
With Amelia Clark?
Amelia Clark?
Come on, that's Brad
Maybe.
Pitt.
At like
No,
a celebrity
come on.
No, the answer is no. I've never been auctioned off a celebrity, but I would give good celebrity dinner, or we'd have a great conversation.
Didn't know where that sentence was going for a minute. I got real scared.
No, I mean, I mean, if it's I'm cheap, man. You can buy me for cheap, just so you know. Auction me off. Right, I'm here for you.
When we bring the Patreon back, that's going to be one of our tiers.
Mill Estate or Miles
$5.
Estate said, have any of you checked out Reservation Dogs on FX Hulu? Taika is executive producer. Story about Native American kids on a res in Oklahoma. Beautiful, heartbreaking, and hilarious show. Season 2 is airing now. I've checked out a little bit. It's one I keep meaning to get back to.
I've seen a couple episodes.
I have
like
too.
it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I really like the name of the show.
It's great.
Reservation Dogs? Yeah.
There's a great. There was a great NPR. It was on NPR where they were talking about talking to the show creators of that, and I think Dark Winds.
Ooh.
And it was really interesting. It's worth going back and checking out.
Yeah.
The show.
I'm going to
Really
promote
good.
one Hulu show again. If anyone hasn't seen This Fool, I really like that show. You
yeah.
guys check it out. I mean,
I watched the first 2 episodes.
I thought it was hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
That's because I grew up with sort of that culture like around me. It's very hilarious to me.
I love when the guy's ex-girlfriend just takes his car. She takes it to San Diego. It's kind of our car. It's great.
I definitely thank you for the reminder. I'm going to boost Reservation Dogs up on my watch list to finish that off. Brian O'Neill Singleton said, a friendly reminder, Saturday is National $3 Theater Day. Happy Friday. There can only be one. Bring on the filthy.
It's true.
Yeah.
There's
Highlander.
$3 check. Go support your local theater. It's only $3.
Yeah.
Buy a lot of concessions when you go.
And the most expensive option, take it.
Yeah.
For $3, like I was just saying before the show, any 4DX movie you wanted to try or wanted to see, do it that day.
It's going to be hot
Good
this
call.
weekend. There's lots of air
Free air
conditioning.
Exactly. Go
conditioning.
inside.
Support your theater.
Jay Master said, I'm excited to watch Keanu Reeves' Formula One docuseries about the open wheels racing cars coming soon to Disney Plus, which is currently filming.
Yeah, he's filming that in Europe too.
I was
So
not aware about this at all.
I will watch that. Absolutely.
That sounds cool.
Oh.
We got Tochi Victor saying, Rob just finished Deep Space Nine. Amazing. Wanted to know if Voyager is worth watching. Didn't like Ducat's turn. Ducat's turn, though. I'm sorry.
Look, I think Deep Space Nine's incredible. I mean, he does multiple turns in the show, but yet where he winds up is kind of a little nutty. I know. But Voyager to me is it was the first Star Trek tropes show where it's kind of made up of a bunch of an amalgamation of different Star Trek things. But if you watch Voyager and you curate the episodes, it can be a great experience. I found myself going back, and a couple of friends like Brian Fuller, who worked on Voyager, told me a few episodes that I hadn't, because I didn't watch Voyager. It was the first time I had watched an entire Trek series. I've gone back and I found that Voyager can be a pretty delightful and great experience watching. But it is uneven. Deep Space Nine, the serial nature of the show made it from season 4 on, and I think season 6 of DS9 is the finest modern season of Star Trek in terms of consistent quality. But there's a lot of good stuff in Voyager.
There you go. Dante,
Sarekia.
Sarekia. It was like 5 minutes ago. I'm so sorry, man. Dante Sarekia, 69 out of 69. Of all the characters in Hot D that appear to have such balls, Millie Alcock.
That's true. Millie's got BDE. She is kicking ass and taking names. I'm glad we're still calling it Hot D. That makes me
Hot
very
D.
happy. Thank you, Dante.
Super Crazy Movie Geek says, do you want new Goonies and Gremlins movies? No. I think
I like what we have.
Yeah.
Well, Rob definitely wants a new Goonies movie. He loves the original so much.
Are you not a Goonies man?
Oh, no.
He wants that. He wants Hook.
No. Those two movies, I mean, yes, I'm not a fan. Let's just say I'm not a fan of either.
Fair.
Not a fan of either. Gremlins I enjoy.
Yeah. Well, and we're getting a Gremlins animated series.
Yeah.
I love the OG ones though.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stuff I have no desire to have a remake with. It's just it's that 80s charm that I think makes it work, and I
Yeah.
feel like I'm kind of sick of the like reboot.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't even know. Can you have childhood adventures with cell phones? Like going
Also
off and
that, yeah.
getting lost in the woods. And
There's honestly, I saw Goonies for the first time not that long ago, and there's an innocence to it where it's like they pull things off in that movie that I feel like in this day and age you can't get away
Yeah.
with.
No.
Well, if you talk to anyone who's like raising a kid right now of just, oh yeah, like I was a latchkey kid. What?
Yeah.
Your parents were so irresponsible.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like street lights came on and you went home and you just walked in through your back door that maybe you had a key to, or your parents just left the back door unlocked and you're like, okay, I guess I'm home now.
Yeah.
Well, and then the flip side is that all the kids today are like characters in Euphoria. So is it better to have been a latchkey kid and like lived the life that you wanted, live your best life, or do you want to be
being a standby kid and just being like, I found a dead body today, Mom, and they're like, that's fine, good job.
Touch it.
With a stick. Oh,
Wash your hands. Up and Adams said, spreading of Netflix originals. Did anyone watch Deadly Class with Benedict Wong? I thought it was really good. Great comic book show. Hoping for season 2.
I did not.
I did not catch that.
I did not.
I had no idea about
Which is
that show at all.
shocking. Netflix really does such a good job advertising their shows, so I'm surprised.
Deadly Class did look interesting, but I did not watch it. I don't think they're going to make. But that was from like 3 or 4 years ago, wasn't
Okay.
it? 2 or 3.
Oh, wow.
Was it? Is it? It's not a new
Probably.
All right.
Floating Kite said, will NWH join the 2 Billy Club with the re-release?
Oh, No Way Home.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I feel like not with the $3 movie tickets this weekend.
This weekend around, probably
I
not.
feel like this isn't the weekend to hit it, but
There's
who's to
really
say?
nothing in theaters right now, though. So
It's you can go see Spider-Man or Top Gun.
It is hot enough.
That's
Right,
true.
right. Everyone's going.
This
to
heat wave solely will push it over the top of just people going, fine, whatever.
All the theaters in the valley are going to be packed.
Oh my
because no
God.
one has central air.
Yeah.
A Sith Lord said, I love that Ray is so into Game of Thrones. Yes. He loves it.
Are you now drinking out
Why
of
do
a
you
coconut?
love? Why do you love Game of Thrones, right?
I'm actually about to go back and look up whatever Matt Smith is in. I really like this.
Wait, are
this
you
actor.
drinking out of a coconut? I'm so sorry to interrupt.
I found it.
You found it? What in the Jimmy Buffett is going on back there?
Wash your hands, honey.
I like this character. You know who he reminds me of, right? This Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys ever watched Voltron, remember Prince? What's his name?
Lodor.
Yeah,
Lothar.
the Prince.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of him because he's kind of cool.
Oh, Matt Smith's Damon. I thought you said Matt Damon.
No,
and I was like
Matt
really
Smith's
trying
Damon.
to keep up.
Have you ever heard of Doctor Who, Ray?
I have, but you know what? Someone tried to explain to me what the show was about, and I was like,
It's okay.
I think you could actually really enjoy Doctor Who. And he's
Really?
a great doctor.
He's a great Doctor Who.
He's the 11th Doctor.
it's really about
Very different character.
It's really about Damon, and I can't pronounce the little
Targaryen.
princess name.
Rhaenyra?
whatever. Rhaenyra.
Mm-hmm.
It's those two mean everything to me right now.
Did you like Matt Smith in Morbius?
I didn't see Morbius.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
I mean,
Ray, it's Morbin time for you.
Yeah, it is Morbin time.
I actually asked somebody, hey, is it streaming yet? So it is on my radar. I just don't know if anyone's picked it up.
Matt Smith is in that. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. You can go see that too.
Yeah,
Some options.
I'm really into this Game of Thrones. I like the way it's flowing. I just like the show. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, let's see where it goes from here. It's only 2 episodes in. I could completely fall off, but
There you go. Jay Master said over under 5%. Ray Aura will send in $10 or more super chat any day soon.
Under. Oh.
Ray, you're essentially giving your salary back to the
Yeah.
Don't do it, Ray.
Got chat shamed.
Send us in 50 cents. It's going to be great.
buddy.
$10 little by little.
Hey, can you turn it back on real quick?
Vidmore Steinfeld said, what are your thoughts on Anya Taylor-Joy and Olivia Cook's Thoroughbreds? I went to see Anton Yelchin's last film and came out as a fan of Anya.
I never saw it.
I never
missed
saw it
that
either.
one.
Yeah.
I love Anya Taylor-Joy though.
Oh, she's incredible.
She's incredible in everything she does. I mean, she was in the Witch.
Oh my God.
I mean, how great is that movie?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, this Robert Eggers to create dread like that in a film. It's a very hard thing.
Like
to do.
such a good movie that I don't know if I'll ever watch again.
Yeah.
Would you be surprised to know I have no intention of watching
Shocking,
You know what,
shocking.
though? I'll tell you something. I think you could watch that film and appreciate
I mean, I'm
it because
physically capable.
It's not,
I don't want to.
it's not like a jump scare movie.
No, there's like 2 jump scares in the
Okay.
whole thing.
Yeah,
it. See, jump scares aren't really the issue here. Okay. This is my issue with horror on a 2-prong point. One, there's enough discomfort in my life, actually. I don't enjoy it in an entertainment forum. And 2, a lot of stuff, too, that's like very, very realistically brutal, I just can't watch and I can't gel with. And I get really bothered by people who enjoy that aspect of watching someone's discomfort, especially when it's like, hey, this is a boundary of just, I don't enjoy this.
Yeah.
And then I love that. I want to see you so uncomfortable about it.
It's
and
kind-
not all horror fans are like that. I know, like Taylor's a huge horror fan and is real sweet about like, oh, I love this and I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
But
Horror is my favorite genre of movie, so we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on getting you there.
oh my gosh, Taylor, is this the first time you have like the camera just on you?
Yeah.
But he's producing the show now, so he
Yeah.
can do that. But I
Well,
mean,
Jonathan has to go check on the Batman franchise.
but there's nothing more fun than seeing a horror film with somebody who horror makes uncomfortable. I mean, and not because I'm a sadist,
Yeah.
but because when a horror movie
There's
works,
a right line of like love hate that I think
Yeah.
is really fun to watch. If you just flat out hate it though, I wouldn't do that.
like
with anybody.
I would really like it if we take an outing and we all go see Barbarian together.
I'd do it.
Taylor, you've seen it. Don't you think we should? Wouldn't it be fun to take a group?
Yeah, we gotta go. This
see
is what
Barbarian.
We're gonna do, Rob. We're gonna go to Horror Nights, and then we're gonna go watch Barbarian. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch a
that's our
scare
weekend.
actor.
Oh, I'm going to
and then we're
to
gonna
Horror
double
Nights
down.
next week for the first time. So if everybody could just like light a candle prayer circle for my
you
scaredy
go.
cat ass, that'd be great.
got
I mean, I'm looking forward to going to see Barbarian opening night simply for the audience experience.
Ooh.
And that's one of the fun things about horror films when I was growing up.
That's
to
fair.
go to,
And if you're in an audience with people who love being scared, I totally get that.
I mean, if you've seen the videos, I love the way that marketing Barbarian with videos of they have the infrared photography in the theater showing people freak out. I'm in.
There we go.
Nice. All right. What else we got?
Nerd on Film said, "What villain would you want to kick off the live-action Batman Beyond trilogy crew?"
Oh, me.
Wow, that's interesting.
Did you say you, Ray? You want to be the villain?
Oh, I thought who should get kicked off of the crew. I said me.
Oh,
No, no, not this crew. If they made an actual Batman
Oh.
Beyond movie.
Hold on. I'm still trying to figure out how to get a $10.
you're still on it. I mean, I feel like
why.
Blight is who you run with, the Derek Powers character,
Yeah,
just like how they started in the show.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you have to have a villain that is new. You know, that's a Batman Beyond villain.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to see like the Joker, the Riddler. No.
No. And you can eventually build up to, because the show does such a good job of this, of the rehabilitated Victor Freeze and how that all happens.
Yep.
You have, the Joker crew that comes up, which
Yep.
is really, really cool.
And they did the movie.
Yeah. And then I think those are things you have to build to, where Blight is initially that, powerhouse corporate character who's a shady businessman and also a supervillain and is directly tied to Terry's family.
I'm in. You've sold me.
Okay, yay.
Good pitch.
I greenlight this.
Good pitch.
I'm calling Zaslav right
Call me,
now.
David.
Rob Buck said, "Hey, Batman Beyonders, great show. I have to ask, seeing that it's his birthday, am I the only one that wishes Keanu was a bit younger so we could get him as Jason Todd, Red Hood, John Wick with a mask?"
Oh, I mean, he would have done a great job.
Yeah, but like 25 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'd
he would have to be way
significantly younger. Keanu's a young-looking guy, but
I mean, if you think about it, like Speed came out, was Speed 95? I mean, that's a long time. That's crazy.
that is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Man, Jensen Ackles did a
Excuse
really
me,
good
I
job
got a
voicing him.
question. What's
Yeah.
$4.99 plus $6.99? Is that over $10?
Oh,
Yeah, I believe so, right?
That's
Take
almost
that,
$12.
mother-
You showed us giving us your
I'm
money.
about to cancel this membership though right now.
Yeah. You could
Put us in our
right,
place,
we-
Ray. Give us your money.
Ray Cam.
How do you cancel the being a member? I don't want it to recharge me.
Ray, I just think next time gift a membership.
Oh shit, how do you do that?
Oh my God.
What else we got?
Freem said, "Steve, can you tell us about fighting alongside Wolverine in World War II?" No, I don't think I will.
I'd love that moment to happen.
That would
That'd be
I
great.
would love.
Yep.
No.
Can you, a flashback with Wolverine and Captain America
I'd watch
fighting
that.
together?
That'd be great. They'd
I'd
hate
love
each
that.
other initially. It'd be so fun.
I think it's crazy how I won't pay for HBO Max, but I just became a member of the John Campea channel. It's like $2 more than HBO Max.
Yeah, it's a
Layered
bad
individual.
decision, my guy.
What's so great about it? As a member, you can now talk to yourself in the live chat.
Yeah.
Dylan Payton.
How do I gift memberships?
Oh my God. Dylan Payton said Marcel the Shell comes to physical media next week. Can't wait to cry all over again.
Yes, that is one I would get on physical media.
You know what? I'm going
Delicious
to buy it
precious.
just for you.
What?
I'm going to buy it for me just for you.
Oh, okay. I was like,
why
why
give
are
it to you?
you giving me more DVDs,
No,
sweetie?
no.
Aw.
Not a present.
Man, I got way too excited.
Birthday's over.
It's not. It's never over.
Jay Master said, release Rob twerking along with She-Hulk and Megan Thee Stallion twerking dance cut.
You know what? Maybe I'll play that clip. I'll just put it on repeat, and I'll be in the Rob Observatory twerking. You know,
That's what the people demand.
I mean, I can only imagine if I can get 1 million views with that, I'll do it.
There
but
you go.
You know, otherwise,
But we need that guarantee.
Not really how, that's not really how views work. Jonathan J. Wolfie said, Rob, you have 1,700 Blu-rays and also have over 300 Funko Pops.
Is that true?
No, I have like 5 Funko Pops.
Okay.
I have like Hannibal Lecter and Star Trek Funko Pops.
But the physical
and
media part?
I've got Judd Nelson's character from The Breakfast Club.
Oh, all right. Well, nice.
The Sky Blaze said, She-Hulk, aren't angry men on the internet so annoying? Angry men on the internet complaining about She-Hulk falls on sword.
It was a nice moment.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Norwegian Kryptonian said, I feel like being a DC fan is like being at the airport waiting for a flight for your holiday that gets delayed, then canceled.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a very apt
Yeah.
description, Norwegian Kryptonian. I love that. Oh, well put.
Up and Adam said, Ahsoka symbol directly above Mickey's head. Oh, I missed that.
We do have that on there.
I was so excited about Oswald.
Well, and we know we're getting an Ahsoka series, so
Yeah.
it makes
Right.
sense if we're talking about that at D23, but it's already something we know is happening. So
And they've been shooting that. I would imagine maybe they'll give us footage.
that'd be really cool.
I mean,
We'll see.
they'll give John and I footage.
Won't give me
I just got a
anything.
notification from Hollywood Reporter that said Amazon suspends Rings of Power reviews because of trolling.
Oh, really?
That's pretty nuts. The people are really trolling these reviews. Come
Oh,
on.
that's so silly. If you like it, great. If you don't like it,
I
great.
know.
Go
Just
watch
leave it
something
alone.
else. There's
Yeah.
8,000
Just leave it
other
alone.
things.
Yep, there's a billion other things streaming
Yeah.
right now. Use your time better. Oh my gosh, find a cure for cancer. Do something productive.
Go watch the original, like, Lord of the Rings if you liked it. No one's stopping you. B Gill Studios with the $20 super chat. Thank you, B Gill. What up, everyone? I'm super excited to you guys that now with series Sparrow done, I'm now moving on to my next superhero series taking place in the supernatural. Wish me luck.
Oh, Beagle Studios, first of all, thank you for that very generous donation. And that's so great that you finished your first project and are on to the next one.
Congratulations. That's hard to do.
It's very hard to do. And that's the whole thing, right? You just keep on creating and creating and seeing what sticks and what works and go
it's
from there.
admirable whenever you finish something.
Hell yeah.
Congrats.
Alex Mercer, the prototype, said, I agree with Chris. I didn't like how they handled Jazz in the first Transformers film, but I can always play the Cybertron games with him. Justice.
That's always a good thing.
You know, whenever I talk about Jazz from I think that's the sentiment. I was like, I've never said that, but the sentiment of you can always go back to something else. Yeah, it doesn't detract from it.
No.
Go back to the OG stuff.
Both exist. The horny Ewok.
Oh, Lord.
You made me say that with my human mouth as well today. With the almost $20 super chat. Star Wars is what introduced me to sci-fi and still my first love. But the older I get, I enjoy Star Trek more because I relate to its verisimilitude, as Rob says. I guess to me, it's more believable and within human capabilities than Star Wars is.
Well, you know, it's so weird to me. As a kid growing up, I was a Star Trek kid because Star Wars didn't yet exist. But when Star Wars came out, it changed my life. I mean, I loved Star Wars in a different way than I loved Star Trek. I mean, I love them both because just because they took place in space doesn't mean they were kind of the same things.
For sure.
I mean,
Super different.
Star Wars was my dreams, but Star Trek was the reality I wanted to live in.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
So, but yes, you can like them both.
Exactly.
But I appreciate the fact that you and I now you park your shuttlecraft in my shuttle bay.
Uh-oh.
So, there you go.
Go on. No, okay. Maximo Medeiros said, just finished watching Strange New Worlds. It is now my third favorite Star Trek after ESP and Discovery. That scene with Hemmer broke me. The whole cast is phenomenal. Bring on season 2.
Ooh. All right. How are you feeling about that, Rob? Oh, so much said with just one look.
He said, park your shuttle.
I'm really happy.
Get
people,
your shuttlecraft.
You know what?
the hell
I'm
out of
really
here.
happy that Star Trek Strange New Worlds is bringing a whole new audience to Star Trek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really am.
that's a great attitude about it.
And why they would, spoiler alert, why they would get rid of their only great original character, I don't understand. It's not my job 5 days a week, I guess. I don't know. I'm just a rocket man.
Oh, how to get rid of the spoiler alert?
We're all
I'll start saying some spoilers. It's
All
fine.
right.
It's fine. I got you. Charles Ty, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, said, thanks for Ray's amazing Acts of Zaslav graphic.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Ray kills it on the thumbnail.
We love
he does
it.
such a good job.
We really
you,
are
Ray?
living with the spoilers graphic.
Yeah, that's just there forever.
Fine.
It's perfect.
Alex von Gollum said, especially the first episode of Rings of Power felt Shakespearean to me, from the dialogue and the stage acting. Thoughts?
I would agree with that. It does have a very like old world kind of feel to it. It does feel very, very like fantasy and epic in
Very
that way.
high fantasy.
Very high fantasy. I mean, Ray honestly astutely put this of, I really wish they'd drop some other F-bombs so I could like kind of get into this dialogue so
Yeah.
it feels a bit more natural. But that's how they spoke in the Lord of the Rings trilogy too. And I don't feel like people were complaining about that. Whereas in this one, I feel like the dialogue is so heightened. Yeah, because that's what they do in the books.
These are
I
based
can't
on
wait for
books?
our after show.
These are based on books.
We
whatever.
got,
We have anything
is that
else here?
anything else?
We got to. Here we go.
There we go.
Jay Master said, just announced the story of Abbey Road Studios. Ooh, If These Walls Could Sing, from director Mary McCartney, featuring interviews with her dad, Paul McCartney, and Elton John, coming to Disney Plus.
Oh, that'll be really fun.
That-
Yeah, I
Sounds
can't
really
wait to see that.
good.
Yeah.
I saw something about. I didn't know what that was. I saw Paul McCartney. They announced that today. Very exciting.
Very cool.
Very exciting.
Awesome. What else we got?
We got Rachel Knight online. Before anything is confirmed, Brad Bird for Fantastic Four.
You know, I mean, he did The Incredibles, which basically is Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
However,
Absolutely.
you know,
And maybe that's who they'll announce.
Yeah.
He also did Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol, which was great.
that's very, very true.
Love me some Brad Bird. That'd be great. A Sith Laud said, Dank Nugs, the rap song is done, going to the studio today.
Oh, shit, son.
I can't wait.
Oh, man. I hope you
Also-
sampled Rob.
I asked
yeah.
someone to do a song too, a hip hop or whatever song called Maybe, Just Maybe.
Is it going to be a
Oh.
bop or a banger?
That's going to
And
be
someone
great.
in the chat said they're working on it.
Maybe
so
it's
it a
going to be
bop
a
or a
bop.
banger?
I feel like Dank Nugs would be a banger.
It's going to be a banger.
yeah,
it's
that
gotta be
one
a banger.
definitely
It's
has
gonna
to
be
be a banger.
All right, what else we got?
We got Jamie Sundays. Yo, Rob, if I see you at the bowl Sunday, I'm going to buy you a shot, brother.
Whoa.
Jamie, I'll drink with you, but buy yourself one too, so we can cheers. I will be there. I will be at John Williams at the Bowl on Sunday with my friend David Hargrove, my oldest
fun.
friend in LA now.
Oh, yay.
Never Lose Your Nerd said, the She-Hulk post-credit scenes are so bad.
I mean, respectfully disagree, but hey, I get it. Humor subjective, film subjective, television subjective.
I mean, one of them supported 4K discs. How bad could that be?
Ooh.
Come on now.
Well done.
There you have it. Ismael Vallejo said, Chris, what is your favorite horror movie?
None of them. I really love Cabin in the Woods. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting.
pick.
I think it messes with the genre in a way that I enjoy, and it was exciting and new. And also, I love to yell, "Tequila is my lady."
And not
That's
super
respectable.
scary.
Not super
Yeah.
scary. No, I like psychological
fun
thrillers
amount of
and things
scare.
like that. It's really slasher stuff that I'm just like, I don't want to watch people get brutalized. That's not my jam, unless it's very heightened and over the top, like The Boys.
I'm going to let you borrow Martyrs. Martyrs is a very uplifting. It's in French. You'll
Oh, so
love
it's
it.
classy.
You'll love it.
All right. What else?
We got, can we scroll up a little? Mike Joyce, what are your thoughts on the report that Blonde will have a shot from the point of view of Marilyn Monroe's vagina? How crazy will this movie be?
I feel like that is not true, but maybe, I don't know. There have been interviews with them saying like that Anna de Armas and the director were very surprised that they got the NC-17 rating.
Yeah.
They thought compared to other films that this was not as graphic as other movies, but that maybe just because of the sexual nature or the coerced sexual nature of certain things is why it got the rating.
I wonder too if we're falling at all into that thing. I feel like often female sexuality gets a higher rating a lot faster.
This is very, very true. So we'll see.
I'm just interested where they put the camera.
What's next?
Anamorphic.
It is anamorphic.
Jay Masters said, did you guys see that Vincent D'Onofrio posted a tease on his Twitter account with an image of just the word Fisk after She-Hulk episode 3 release? Could Kingpin show up?
Literally anyone could.
Anyone could.
Yeah. That'd be great, though. Love Vincent D'Onofrio. He'd be great.
There you go. Amin said, this Saturday for National Cinema Day, Cineplex Canada is selling tickets to any movie, any format for just $3. I'm going to go see Jaws in IMAX.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that too.
That's fun.
That sounds good as hell.
That'll be great.
Jay Master, Disney has revealed that Star Wars will have a big presence at D23 during the Hall D23 presentation. Yeah, checks out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff happening, so a lot of shows.
Have fun.
It's okay.
I will. I'm going to live tweet you the whole time.
Oh, no.
We'll be blackout drunk watching Oliver and Company.
Don't
Ooh.
tempt me with a good time.
Oh, boy.
Why should I worry?
Why should I care? Fernando Rodriguez said, just wanted to say hi, physical media for life.
That's right, Fernando. You know what's up.
Thanks, Fernando. We appreciate you.
Jay Master said, I believe Young Avengers is coming at D23. As R. Kelly put it, I believe I can fly, I believe I can soar. Hashtag we believe. Interesting pull quote.
A few times that you'll
Look where
quote R.
he is
Kelly and
now.
stand by it.
You know, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Wong's
Yeah.
breaking out and taking to fight clubs in Hong Kong.
Oh, I hope not. Devin Lida said, watching you guys on a much needed paid time off day. Who all in here is stoked for the Retaliators this month? That film looks gory and crazy.
What's Retaliator?
I haven't seen that. I don't know.
What?
No, I'm going to have to go watch that trailer.
Good
But you
title.
still have it on Blu-ray, 4K.
Yeah.
Don't have it yet.
Well, we hope you enjoy
But
the
my
rest of
hot
the day
toy
off.
from it. Enjoy your paid time off.
Yeah.
Omar Gonzalez Ortiz said, are any of you excited about the One Piece live action? It's immensely popular, the second best-selling comic of all time, only surpassed by Superman.
I am wildly excited.
I kind of am too because a friend of mine, a filmmaker friend of mine, is very much into One Piece and has been going on for years about it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you'll never get to the end of it.
No, there's like 300 episodes and still going.
What is going on with this anime? Like, for the past month, I've had people from different walks of life that I talk to say, have you been watching have you watched One Piece?
It's great.
I just got into it. This is so awesome.
Oh, man.
And these are like Armenian friends. These are like Mexican friends. These are
One
all
Piece,
over the place.
One Piece appeals to all. It's great. It's a show about pirates and demon fruit, and it's great and fun. And the live action has really, really cool sets that they've been doing. It looks really, really awesome.
And
I'm
this-
very excited about it. It has the best theme song in the first season. That's all very like Donnie Marie Osmond. I love it.
Has this anime been around for a long time? I mean, there's like a bunch of seasons,
Yeah, because
right?
it's based on a manga,
It's
right?
based on a manga, and the anime's been around for a bit.
Yeah, for some
thousands
reason.
of pages long or
Yeah.
something.
This property is really hot right now.
Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find what we're looking for. One Piece.
Nice.
Wow.
Tyson Hohenecker said, Rob, do I get the Gandalf hot toy? Looks so good.
Okay, Tyson, it's not made by Hot Toys. It's In Art, which is a division of it's Queen Studios 6 scale. And yes, I have it on pre-order. It hasn't come out yet. It is incredible. Any of you want to be blown away, look up In Art, INART, one word, In Art Gandalf. It is one of the most incredible face sculpts, rooted hair. It's incredible. And yes, I have it on pre-order.
Nice. Excellent, excellent. So you should get it too.
Good tip.
All right.
The horny Ewok, stop it, said Rob, Galadriel and Nori hot toys.
Hot Toys does not have the license to Lord of the Rings. Other companies have had it. So I don't know if they ever made a Galadriel.
Doesn't Asmus have it?
Yeah, Asmus
And
has
I'm
it.
not making a joke. There's a company called
Yeah,
Asmus.
yeah.
that
No,
I
they
think-
have it. They've been putting stuff out.
Right.
And Sideshow had it for a while too.
Oh, there you go.
But I don't think they ever made a Galadriel. I would love to get a Kate Blanchett Galadriel hot toy. Mm-hmm. I mean,
great.
Hot Toy's not going to make it, but an in-art Galadriel to go with Gandalf.
Do you know if they did a tree beard? Ever do a tree
There's a great plastic tree beard about this big, and he talks.
Oh.
It's a talking tree beard.
Like I can get that right
mean,
now?
it's like 17 years old, but it's a
We can
great toy.
Find it on eBay maybe or something.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Talking tree beard. It's awesome.
What else we got?
Elmist said, I started Severance, love how trippy it is, and love the directing. Great show.
It is a great
Oh,
show.
it's so good. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Excellent, excellent. What else do we have?
Jay Master said, Chris, on September 10th at 3:30 p.m., Disney branded television will be streaming live on D23 official YouTube channel showing Disney Plus series and more.
Oh, thank you, Jay Master, for looping me into that. Apparently, I'm going to just be like hanging out with Amy and a bottle of aviation gin and singing along with Billy Joel as a dog. So,
Wow.
maybe I'll tune in.
You know where I'm going to
Maybe.
be? At D23.
You're the worst.
And which
What
one of
else
us
do we
is
have?
living our best life?
Yeah.
You know? Is Billy Joel as a dog there? I didn't think
No.
so. It's Sante with an almost $20 super chat. Thank you.
Sante.
Thank you so much.
I loved the 2 episodes of Rings of Power, and I feel like the fantasy genre, as we know it, is so based in Tolkien. That may be why some feel like it was generic. That's fair. Is it a Simpsons
That
and
is-
funny situation
That's
of like,
very, very
we've
true.
seen this done so many times?
That is very fair to say.
Because this started it.
Exactly.
That's
it's
a really
the
good
blueprint
point.
for all fantasy. So we're 2 episodes in. Give it some time, y'all. Give it some time.
Oh, I'll give it some time.
Ray's
take a
going
lot
to
of
give it
time.
years.
A lot of 20-minute naps to schedule in there.
Exactly. But Azante, thank you so much for that level of support. We
That's
really
a-
appreciate you.
The Richard said, I'm a former vamp demon hunter. My hope to give light in the dark. The Munsters is my most anticipated along with Weird Al.
Those are some fun anticipated films.
You know
if
what?
that's
I
your
gotta
jam,
call-
it's your jam.
I gotta call the Richard up. Okay.
Okay.
He's been in the chat promoting, really believing in the monsters, and just for that, I'm gonna stop joking about it. I'm gonna take it seriously, and I'm gonna watch this thing, and I hope it's good. Like
Yeah, I
the
hope it's,
Richard,
you know, the
bashing
Richard
on
loves it
but
so much. I want him to.
Yeah.
I want the Richard because I know the Richard. I want him.
I do too.
He's a good man. I want him to have his dreams realized.
Yeah. So
That's sweet.
we're all hoping for this movie to be
The
good.
Munsters we deserve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right.
Connie Sang said, Did I hear drinks at D23? I'm there.
I will always drink with Connie wherever she is around the world. I'm in.
Aw, Connie's great.
Tim Platt said, Monday is the 30th anniversary of my favorite cartoon of all time, Batman the Animated Series. Started rewatching it, and it still holds up.
It really
Oh,
does.
It totally does. Everything drawn on black paper to really, really pop. The storytelling on that, the voice acting, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill. Come on. It's a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece.
Wayne Edwards said, I recently watched The Nightingale on Hulu, a revenge story set in Australia in the late 1800s. This film is a masterpiece. That being said, it is one of the most brutal movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it was directed by the woman who directed The Babadook, I think.
Oh.
Another movie you should see.
No, don't do it.
I woke up to Logan screaming to it. So I was like, I'm never going to watch this either. Ah. All right, what else?
And then we got some super chats. Thank you for the support. We have Mr. 47, James Bilinski, Fredo Valcaz,
Fredo!
and Ray Ora with the $4.99 super chat.
Oh my God.
Hey, big
Hey,
spender.
big spender.
$1.99.
Ray Deep Pockets Aura.
Did you hit the
closing
wrong
out
button,
show.
Ray?
Oh my gosh. We appreciate Ray's support. We appreciate all of your support because without you, we can't do this show with all of your awesome questions, comments, and concerns about what's going on television. So thank you for being here and thank you for sticking it out with the Batman Beyond crew today. We appreciate y'all. On behalf of everyone here today, Rob, Amy, Ray, Jonathan, Taylor, me, we just are so happy that you stuck it out. And we hope you have a fantastic weekend. Remember, we are doing our after show for Rings of Power today at 3 p.m. Oh man, everyone's going to be so mean to me because I love it. But let's see if we can be civil today and talk about fantasy and the things we love. Until next time, guys, have a good one.